It's been a blessing, man, to get this time to, interview you. Fans really appreciate it,
It's all love, man. I owe it to the fans.
Definitely. And here's the questions that we've, actually been submitted here. Basically, the first one, man, is, it's been, what's the deal with Amber? Why has it been since Better Days we have not seen basically any Johnny J production on any Tupac albums?
Well, the reason why you haven't seen that is because you've got a camp over there, such as Amaru and whoever else is running things over there, that think they know what the game plan is for Tupac, which is totally against the grain. That's not the blueprint he left, man, when he died.
Yeah.
That's just a bunch of know-it-asses who think they know what to do with his library, and they don't know what they're doing. They think they know what they're doing, but they don't.
Yeah.
And they're quick to accept a check just to get things going.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of butt-fuck producers who would take a check to produce it and remix it and not know what they're doing.
Definitely, man. You see like guys like L.T. Hutton. I'm not going to try to mention names.
Well, everyone's even called me about L.T. Hutton, from Eminem to whatever. Whoever has put their hands on it, it's just totally unacceptable. And honestly, from me to you guys, it's unacceptable to me.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible. It sounds like shit. It's crap. I would never fucking support it.
Yeah.
And until the day I die, man, that shit is nothing to me.
Yeah,
I'm going to sit here and sugarcoat, oh, yeah, Eminem did a great job. L.T. Hutton did a fantastic job. No, they did not. They didn't do a great job.
Yeah, I know.
Chemistry doesn't work.
Agree, definitely.
Period.
And
I'm not against the guys. There's nothing personal towards them. I'm not an enemy of them. And I don't, I'm not into starting shit, but I'm just speaking my mind on what I felt on their production.
Yeah, I know.
Production doesn't work for Tupac.
Yeah, we all understand that. The fan base basically want you back on the albums to get back to the original stuff. So,
exactly.
That's definitely satisfactory there. And basically, like what projects are you working on now? Like any Tupac material involved? Or?
Well, Tupac right now has been up in the air because, you never know what the game plan is going to be until they kind of come out last minute and let you know that there's another album coming.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, they'll say, well, let's get some versions from Johnny J. Let's go to all these different producers. But once I do my remixes, they end up going to some other, producer, and those are the ones that end up on the album.
Yeah, okay. So basically,
like I said earlier, it just goes against the grain.
So they submit different remixes, I guess, and then they choose? Or?
Because, the way they have to do it, because I'm globally locked in to Tupac. I got a nice, set agreement with them that, they can't do, they have to come to me first.
Yeah, okay.
And I do what I do. I work my magic and do. I got tons of stuff in the vault that you guys have never heard that are like remixed by Johnny J, produced by me all over the place.
Okay.
But they tuck those into the vault, but they'll still go to these other producers and get these other whack-ass versions.
Yeah, I don't understand
Just because they have somewhat of a name on the charts, they got maybe a little song happening, and they think that flavor of the month shit is going to work, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, okay.
Just like putting these guest rappers on that Pac would not have on his album.
Such as?
You know what I'm saying? The fans know.
Yeah, we know, I know. I was just joking around.
It's like, I don't even have to name drop. They hear the material. There's rappers on there that's unacceptable that I know the fans know that Pac would not have on his album.
Yeah, exactly.
There are people that don't know the man. It has nothing to do with they have respect for him, man. It's just the bottom line is that chemistry does not work.
Yeah, it doesn't at all. Especially like...
I'm surprised the ghost of Tupac hasn't come out and slapped the shit out of most of them that do the shit they do.
Yeah, I know. It's really strange, man.
The karma has come back to haunt him because, man, I'm going to tell you why. Because all his records, since all the shit they've been doing without Johnny J's versions on there, have totally declined, man. It's just like a crashing airplane.
Yeah.
Literally, dude. That shit has not done well since they've done that.
Oh, I know. The one thing that I noticed was on Better Days, which changed man. It had, I think it was T.I. on there, and I never really got that. Was that one of your decisions, or basically?
Are you talking about the changed man? Are you talking about the one that came off the Pac's Life, or the 10-year anniversary album?
No. It was on Better Days.
On the album Better Days.
Yeah, it had T.I. on there, I think.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. See what I mean? That just goes to show you what I really care about that shit.
Yeah, well, we've heard the original version, and we wondered...
One idea with Nate Dogg and all that.
Yeah, and Big Psych was on it too, right?
Right, Big Psych.
Yeah, was that, what was the decision there? Why was that remix? That wasn't your input?
That wasn't my input at all, and to be perfectly honest with everybody out there, you, the fans, and everybody, Johnny J, that's not my decision on what they do with those remixes or who they put on those songs.
Okay.
I give my input on who I think belongs on the record or who should jump on the remix.
Yeah.
They'll go against the grain again. They'll go do something totally different.
Definitely.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I don't understand it really,
So if I say this guy should be on, they'll go to the opposite side and then say, no, we should go get this guy.
Well, when it really came down to me, the way I looked at it was just originally, you know, they should have put the people who originally worked with him, you know, such as
Exactly.
you know, Big Sight.
It should be Big Psych. It should be his family, man, who, you know, the Outlaws and, you know, things like that. It should be the correct people, man.
Yep, definitely.
And everyone's wondered why, you know, what happened with Johnny J and the Outlaws, man. It should have been more outlaw stuff produced by Johnny J. What happened with that?
Yeah, well, what did happen with that,
You
man?
just got people, man, that think they know what to do. They think they can produce records and they know how to do beats and all that. And I'm not knocking them, you know, for that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there was a thing like, well, Johnny J was too high on the money, man. You know, we couldn't afford Johnny J.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what price I quoted to them is not expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be doing shit for free because, man, we all got to eat. So I'm not out there to give beats away for free.
No, definitely not. I mean,
Pac didn't do fucking guest vocals for free.
Yeah, exactly.
When he was living. So no one can look at me and knock me for charging what I need to charge to make my money.
Sure, I understand completely, you know.
I love the game. I love the music. The music comes from my heart, man, but I still got to eat, man. I have what you call a family.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I don't put on fucking jewelry and put rims on cars and look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Flossing it up, fucking bitches left and right, and popping bottles and shit.
Uh-huh.
So people need to understand that, man. We got to live and eat.
Definitely. I mean,
period.
The thing, that was a big rumor.
That I was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone used to tell me that when I used to do interviews back in the day. They said you were a little too expensive and you were too high and, you know, a little too much money for them. No, it wasn't.
No, I don't think it was.
Not the number I quoted to them.
Yeah.
That shit wasn't even 20 G's a beat.
Oh, really?
So it was way less than that. So I want people to really think about that one.
That's, wow, man.
I'm not going to quote what the number was, but it wasn't 20 grand a beat.
Yeah, I understand completely.
And let me just say this, it wasn't 10 G's a beat. So let it be known like that.
Wow.
So I'm sure the common sense will hit him in the head like Johnny J gave him a good deal.
Yeah.
He just passed on it and went into something else.
For real, that's crazy.
And we're not enemies, you know. I ended up working on like Napoleon, doing a little solo project at one time, and we were all cool, but everybody had this real fucked up little ego vibe going where they felt they had the whole world covered. I would have loved it if Psych, Outlaws, Mo Preem, the whole squad would have got together and mounted up for Tupac.
Well, that's what I was, really looking forward to. I mean, there's been so many rumors over the years about albums,
Right. But everybody had these grudges and attitudes, and everybody was, going through some shit, man, and nobody was teaming up like they should have. We should have all mounted up like a big squad and just put it down, man. Did a hell of a tribute album for him, and I was knocking out tributes left and right.
Yeah, well, you did that one with Napoleon.
Stepchild.
Right.
I did a tribute from Stepchild, which was a guy no one knew of, who did a little tribute for Tupac for me.
Yeah.
And, Busy Bone, and I did all these other things, man.
Okay. Well, Never Forget with Val Young and Napoleon.
That's the one I did personally with me, Napoleon, and Val Young.
Yeah, that was a good one. I really liked
which is the most recent tribute.
Yeah.
But I was knocking out tributes left and right for Pac, man, but I had no contribution from the other people, man, from who I really needed to come to the table.
Sure. Well, since we're on that, man, here's a pretty good one for you. What do you think is like your fondest memory of Tupac, man?
Oh man, just the chemistry of getting in that studio, man, and just coming together and smashing down them beats and looking at them vocals go right on that music, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and just having that fun that we would have, that sense of humor fun, man.
Yeah, I mean,
where the studio was just laughter and joking and getting music done. Everything was just a fun, full day, man.
I mean, is there anything in particular, like any moment specifically? I mean, like, I suppose, like, All Eyes on Me sessions or anything that sticks out? Or?
Oh, man, let me see, man. I mean, one of the most deepest memories were you guys know that I did the song Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
And that had to have been one of the most, I think, angriest sessions I've ever seen Pac go through. I mean, as far as the anger and the frustration and him venting, man, on that microphone the way he did.
Yeah.
That had to have been one of the most aggressive sessions I've ever seen him do.
So it was just basically just all the things that he was going through at that time?
Oh, man, what was going through him, man, it was fire coming out of it, man. I mean, to see him to that level, that had to have been one of the most deepest sessions I've ever had.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
as far as the aggressive side of things.
Yeah.
But I've also seen the other side, like I said, like the family and the loving side and the caring, for kids and just wanted to help the needy and do what we needed to do.
Yep.
Because we were trying to expand, me and his level of working on music to R&B and alternative, and
yeah, I heard that.
We formed a company called Nonstop Productions.
Okay.
That me and him were putting together. He was going to write the lyrics, and I was going to produce the tracks
for
all these up-and-coming artists, or like, say, for instance, Mary J. Blige and whoever we can get our hands on.
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette, Madonna, whatever we could do, he was going to go for it.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's another thing, too. Were you originally going to work on One Nation, or what was the deal with that?
It was set for me to work on everything, Joe. Everything, man.
Yeah.
The game plan with Johnny J is to be a part of every single project that was coming his way or whatever he was planning.
Okay.
You know, the thing that made me branch off is because, you know, I dealt with so much work. I did a lot of tracks, played about 150 songs,
Yeah.
but then other duties were calling, man. I had to go, you know, knock out some other business.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the death row stuff just started getting real fickle and funny, man. Things got really weird
Yeah.
with the business aspect of things.
Completely. I mean.
And I'm not going to sit there and continuously keep dropping music, man, under those conditions.
Yeah, I understand.
When it was getting a little shaky and getting a little weird, and you could just feel this bad aura in the air.
Yeah.
And something told me, man, my conscience said, Johnny, stop going to the studio. It's enough.
Yeah, definitely.
You've laid enough music. You're there for Pac. We know you love him.
Yeah.
It was like a little fucking man on my shoulder saying, stay away. Go do something else, man.
Well, he was going to do the whole Machiavelli records, right?
Right.
Okay. Well,
I did the original Machiavelli material and all that.
okay,
So
so,
it was nothing personal with Tupac. Me and him didn't have a beef or anything.
yeah.
So there was never that in the air. Me and him never had a physical confrontation or anything like that.
Okay,
Fuck you back. And there was never that level with me and him.
no, I can, you know, I completely understand
You can see
that.
where I was going because I was like, Pac, it's enough's enough, man. And I just knew something wasn't going in the right direction.
Well, I mean, it's a vibe. I mean, obviously, if you're a producer and a certain
Exactly.
vibe gets into your music, it's not good for it.
It
So,
started off great. Everything started off, man, when he got to death row, everything was flowing. I mean, the chemistry, I mean, everybody was working their ass off.
yeah,
And then after All Eyes on Me was completed, things got a little drifty with the way everything was rolling around me.
okay.
I saw too much bullshit, you know, too much stupid shit was happening, and I was like, nah, I can't be around this shit.
Definitely.
It's not my game.
We'll get into that, man. Like, the last time we spoke, you told me Tupac had a specific layout for his music. I mean, can you tell me more about that, such as, like, album titles or, you know, things of that nature? Like, you know, basically what was he going to put out? I mean, I heard Struggle Continues. That might be a rumor, but that's basically what I was hearing about that.
Well, you know, the plan was definitely with Tupac and the Outlaws. I mean, there were so many different projects going through his head.
Yeah.
You never knew which one was going to, you know, jump off just yet. But his main objective was to get the group going with the Outlaws.
Yeah.
And get the squad going because that was like his NWA.
Definitely.
You know, Edie and all them and
Yeah.
Ike and everybody all together as one big crew.
Yeah.
Well, we knew after All Eyes on Me that was a definite game plan to get done.
Okay.
You know, to get into getting the guys done, and then, you know, everybody could start doing solo projects or whatever. So he had all these different ideas, man, at different levels to go to.
Okay. I mean, because I know Retribution, I mean, that was obviously released after the
Right.
Outlaws album.
But keep in mind also, we laid so many songs a day, which was about 5 or 6 a day.
Yeah.
And sometimes me and him would have conversations where he would say, Johnny, these are going to be for my movies, or these would be for films,
Okay.
and we'll use these for the Outlaw album, and this would be for my next album. So
Yeah.
it was just scattered everywhere, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's a workaholic. Like me and him both were workaholics. So
Yeah.
we just
Definitely.
have music done, ready to go for whatever project that was coming our way.
Yeah. Okay.
Way ahead of himself. Just put it to you that way. We both were way ahead of the game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, if you're recording a song every day.
Yeah, because he was, you know, film projects were coming his way as I was working on the All Eyes on Me album.
Yeah.
So he was filming as we were still, you know, working on records.
Yeah.
I mean, films were coming, roles were coming, scripts were coming at him, man. I mean, it was mounting up.
Yeah. I heard that. I don't know if this is fiction or not, but the baby boy role with Tyrese was originally supposed to be for him.
That, you know what? I'm not sure if that was a definite, but that's what was said.
Yeah.
There were so many different things, man.
Yeah.
Like they talk about what the Menace to Society thing or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we already know that story.
Yeah, we all know that story.
You know what I'm saying?
Might as well not touch on that one.
Oh man, but I mean, just look at it this way: Pac opened the doors for all these rappers turned actors, man. I mean, he set it off, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So from Tyrese to 50 Cent to all these different dudes, Ja Rule, they owe Pac a lot of love on that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I
He
mean,
cracked those doors open for those dudes.
he did, man. He progressed.
You know, and you even see like a picture of 50 and De Niro, man. That's supposed to be Tupac and Robert De Niro, man, on the cover of Vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, with soundtrack produced by Johnny J.
Yeah.
And I don't get, you know, whatever, man. And Pac was the type of dude like, shit, man, when I start doing my movies and videos, I'm going to have Johnny walk by with a bag of oranges, man, representing, you know, the Mexican thing, man, because he knew we would crack jokes like that.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I didn't have a problem with standing by the fruit stand with fruit in my hand.
Yeah,
You know, Mexico for life around this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, it's
Because, you know, I'm Mexican, and my upbringing was around blacks, Mexicans, whites, Asians, everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm a melting pot. I'm like one big melting pot.
Yeah, man, I understand. You know,
I don't have a one-sided thing with black and brown, man. I'm an all-around dude.
that's cool, man. That's what's
Bottom
up.
fucking line. Everyone's my fan.
I mean, we could tell, you know, obviously with the whole relationship with Pac and, you know, things like that.
And Pac was the same way, dude. He never took sides on colors, man, or any of that shit.
Yeah.
He loved his Mexican fans, man. He loved his white fans. He loved them all.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously there's video footage. I mean, I've never met the man personally, but it basically shows that, you know.
Yeah, because we embraced, man, whatever, you know, we had to embrace it, dude. I mean, we had so many fans, and I didn't realize we had that many worldwide fans.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
From Africa to all these different places that I've seen just off looking at my statements of where my albums sell.
Yeah, well, I'm from...
His music is selling, man. I couldn't believe the countries that love our stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean...
Japan, Australia, I'm like tripping out. Like, look at this shit.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well,
it brings a tear to your eyes, man. Like, I can't believe we got that many fans.
It's pretty crazy, man. It's like a worldwide thing, you know?
Worldwide thing, man.
You know?
And he knew it, dude. He was like, man, we worldwide. Fuck that.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can hear it in the music, man.
I mean, if you look at Tupac in general, man, I mean, there's nobody else who's really spanned the globe. I mean, he's got like, supposedly, I mean, he's got like a Guinness World Record for like the most albums sold by a hip hop artist.
Yes, man.
You know, pretty much tells you right there the diversity of the music. You know?
Exactly.
So,
and look at me today, man. I'm 38, dude, and I'm like over 100 million records sold in my career.
Yeah.
And I started in the 87s, 88s, you know, like in high school.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So my first hit, so people could know out there, was Knockin' Boots by Candyman.
Candyman, yeah.
You know, not Knockin' Doubles by H-Town, so I didn't want people to confuse it.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure all the fans on this side know, man. We know that one.
It started from that record on down, man, and that was way before Pac, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And when me and Pac met, I was like, you know, like tripping out. He was like, you did some of my most favorite songs, man. Candyman, Knockin' Boots, that was my shit.
Yeah, it was, man. It's a good joint, man.
And one of the most amazing things when I was on tour with Candyman, they said Tupac, before he was the man, you know, that he's become, was in my hotel room, looking around, you know, just kind of doing his thing. I think he was a roadie at the time for Digital Underground.
Yeah.
And people said, Johnny, you met Tupac, man, way before you guys locked up. He was in your hotel room looking to see if somebody had some weed. I'm like, now that I think about it, I do remember that dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
They were like, that was Tupac, dude, running around your hotel room. We had like a little after party. He was in the room. And I'm like, damn, I can't believe that, man. So we bumped heads, but we just never locked up until way later.
Yeah, it's funny how things like that happen, man. That's
you
good,
know,
I never knew that. Yeah, that's good to know, really. It's interesting right there.
That was early 90s, so you know what's up.
Yeah, definitely, man. All right,
so we hit it off, man, right after he completed Poetic Justice, and that's when we finally met, man.
Yeah. Well, another thing, you know, that's the topic here, man, that a lot of people have been talking about. I mean, like, what are your feelings towards, like, hardcore Pac fans that have, like, a love obsession with Tupac OGs, which basically means the original format songs, who would rather bump them in, you know, the bootleg shitty quality than listen to the retail versions? I mean, how do you feel on that?
Oh, man, you know what, I totally agree with that shit on levels of, the fans want the original Johnny J material, and I'm with them all the way, 100%, man.
Yeah.
And I know that's what they want to hear. And common sense should tell Amaro, and, you know, as far as his mom and whoever's over there dealing with his records, man, put out the originally produced records by Johnny J.
Yeah.
And put them out clear, crystal clear to these fans, man, so these fans can have what they need, man.
Yeah.
Stop this, you know, I mean, the bootleg shit is so fucking degrading to me and so upsetting. I mean, let's get out there and let's make these records clear as day and make sure the fans get the real deal quality of the original stuff that me and Pac did.
Yeah.
Because the fans are deserving of that, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And I totally agree.
That's what we want. I mean, people are even, you know...
And me and my wife even talked about this. We were even saying, let's give them the original produced stuff by Johnny J on one CD and another CD remixed by Johnny J.
That'd be great.
Let's just have some fun with both sides.
That'd be a dream come true,
and
man.
let the fans have a ball with that shit.
Yeah, that'd be a dream come true, man.
Wouldn't that be a dream come true?
Yeah, definitely.
That to me is a game plan.
Completely, I mean, if you're looking at sales too, I mean, that would completely increase the sales. I mean, nothing could compare to that, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
It's just ridiculous.
And I even got a thing I will put out there, man. I mean, well, let's do this. Why don't Afeni or Amaro or whatever, why don't they say, well, Johnny, let's do something like this. Let's get some people, like outside producers, to do some remixes on one CD. Like, this would be a separate CD, and let's go up against Johnny's CD with Johnny J remixing the songs on another CD, and let's see who shit wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see who CD does the best.
Well, we obviously know that.
Hands down, I will kick off in that ass.
Yeah, definitely.
With my eyes closed.
Yep,
I would do that shit with my one hand tied to my back, and I would still whoop that ass.
Just one hand tied behind the back on the SP.
Pushing the SP 1200 and making that shit happen. I bet you a fucking $1 million right now. I know that CD that I will produce will win.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you, man. I mean, that's what we all want.
We could put two trash cans lined up. One says Johnny J, one says the other producers. that other producer trash can be filled to the top.
Oh, for sure, definitely, you know. All right, man. Basically, too. I mean, here's another thing right here. I mean, on Until the End of Time, there were some edits. Can you basically tell us why they were edited?
In reference to certain words taken out?
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the time there was things that was said like, I'm dealing with the remixes, man. We got to take the Death Row stuff out. And then there was another thing where, oh no, we got to keep the Death Row stuff in. When he mentions Death Row, my whole game plan was why don't you just leave his lyrics alone and let him say what he needs to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not take them out at all and just leave it as is.
Yeah.
You know, the initial plan in the beginning was, no, we got to mute out the Death Row and mute this word out and mute when he said this here. It's like, man, for what? This is what he said.
Yeah.
So just leave it.
So was that your key decision? I mean,
no. It was their decision.
Okay, I understand. Because a lot of people...
That is anything that was all edited and chopped up and pieced up differently, that's not a Johnny J decision.
Okay.
All I do is lay it out flat and plain and simple and to the point, and they start chopping shit up.
Because basically, I mean, what a lot of people are saying is that that was your decision. Now, you know, okay, great.
Not mine at all.
Okay.
Because they have what you call acapellas, man. They can sit there and get the actual mixes of my track, chop his vocal up, and replace the vocal back on the track, and then there it is there. It's all chopped up.
Okay, well, I think
all edited up.
A lot of people had the misunderstanding that it was your decision, but definitely you just answered
None whatsoever. Johnny J had nothing to do with that call.
Great, great.
I wanted him to say what he needed to say.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a remix of Comrades that I've done, which is so unbelievable that will blow you guys away.
Yeah.
That is still in the vault that you guys need to hear.
Okay, we definitely... Comrades, okay.
That I did a remix of. Oh my God, one of the most incredible remixes you guys will ever imagine.
Really? We need to hear that one, man.
It's like a military, just this strong, fucking aggressive, real deal shit on Tupac.
Wow, oh man.
And speaking of that, it's like this best of CD, these two CDs they just put out, Part 1 Thug, Part 2 Life.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense to make his Part 1 Thug, it should have been his aggressive material.
Exactly.
On the CD, this Part 1 Thug.
Yeah.
And the Life CD should have been the fucking real smooth, laid back stuff like Unconditional Love, Life Goes On, His Brenda's Got a Baby. Those should have been all the emotional, touching records.
Yeah, Keep Your Head Up, stuff like that.
Keep Your Head Up, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Thug should have been like all the aggressive, angry, frustrating, you know, like he was pissed off. And he, you know, the street shit, the real rock-solid street material.
Yeah, hit him up. And,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The aggressive side of Pac.
Well, that's what you're looking for.
In the Thug CD.
And basically, I remember what happened is there was supposed to be some unreleased tracks thrown on there, but it never happened.
Never happened.
You know?
Back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, and those names you see of who's the A&R person and all that, that's who the fans need to fault, is those people right there.
Yep.
That's where the problem lies.
Definitely.
Which is what I would call a know-it-ass.
Yeah.
They think they know, but they don't know.
Yeah. It's just sad, man. It really
and that's the shit Pac would not have wanted, the way they're putting those songs together.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, we talked about the album sales have seriously declined.
Now, personally, between me and you, I mean, I love Anthony Hamilton. Now, vocally, Anthony Hamilton is a great vocalist.
Yeah.
I'd love to work with him personally.
Yeah.
But the track itself is just not produced properly.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, there's nothing wrong with a few of those appearances that are on there from certain vocalists. Some of that stuff wins to me with the right singer or whatever.
Yes, definitely, I understand.
Like Anthony Hamilton, that's acceptable to me, but not the right produced track. The track wasn't produced right.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have the underlying beat, I mean, obviously it's not going to,
Now, if I would have produced the one with the Shanti and all that shit, it would have been a totally different ass flavor to it.
Yeah, that was...
a totally different level of production than what LT did.
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, I heard the original version. You produced that, right? The original one?
I did.
So you would have went by that vibe, or would you, like, completely remixed it, or?
Probably, I wouldn't have used the Shanti or anything. I would have twisted that shit totally different.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the original format song.
Right. What about it?
I think it sampled Prince's Pop Life, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't do that one. You're thinking about the Pop Life song. No, that one I didn't do.
Okay.
Which is Pop Life, just like you said, with the one with Prince on it.
Yeah.
That should have stayed original.
Yeah, that's right.
That would have been sweet.
Yeah. I mean, if they just maybe would have, you know,
tweaked it a little, you know, just kind of, you know, give it a little updated, you know, a little vibe to it, it would have worked.
Yeah, should have gave it to you, man.
Exactly.
You know, I could
exactly. Just like This Life I Lead and songs I've done like that, man. I mean, my originals, don't get me wrong, are the shit. I love them to death.
Oh, same here, you know.
But even by me putting my hands back on my stuff again and doing my own remixes, I still would give it the respect that the song needs.
Yeah, definitely.
Without taking away from it, without the fans, you know, with the fans just totally loving what I do.
Okay.
I wouldn't have fucked it up.
Yeah, man, I understand. We all, that's what we all want.
Sometimes
Man.
I can't even compete with my originals. I can do the fucking best, greatest remix I can think of.
Yeah.
But the fans will still say, Johnny, this was dope what you did.
Mm-hmm.
But your first shit was the shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just untouchable.
Yep.
And hey, I can't knock it, dude. I can't knock what the fans are saying.
Definitely not, man.
But I'm good at remixing my own shit.
Yeah, okay. So basically when you're doing the actual remixes, you're just taking the original, I think it's called a DAT, right? D-A-T?
Yes.
You take that original and then you just basically, do you pop, do you put the beat in and then you just basically add things?
Well,
or?
basically, I just go, it used to be the old school way of listening to taking the acapella off the 2-inch tape.
Yeah.
And transferring to another 2-inch tape, and I would just put a fresh new track under those acapellas.
Okay.
Because we had a thing called, Simpy, which is my drum machine would lock up to the Simpy.
Yeah.
And just sync that baby up and start from there. I'd start from the drums and go right into bass guitar or keyboards or whatever.
Yeah.
I pretty much start with Rhodes, a piano line first.
Okay.
I go right into some chords and I just build on it.
Speaking of that,
to show, that what Johnny J is about is not just sampling and I want to show some original music and some original material.
Original productions, yeah.
Exactly. Instead of saying, well, let me just take an old school loop and then that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that that's a bad thing, but I want to show that Johnny J has this talent of original music.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I am a great composer. I'm a great arranger and all that.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
People title me like the Mexican Quincy Jones.
Yeah, that's what you are, man.
Even though they say you're better than Dre, you're like a Mexican Dr. Dre. I mean, I take it as a compliment, but I'm bigger and I know I'm better and I know I'm way more fucking tighter than Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
And I'm nothing against him. I know Dre from way back.
Mm-hmm.
But, can't put me after Rick Rubin and fucking Quincy Jones, shit like that.
Yeah.
That's where Johnny J's head is at.
That's what I think too, man.
I love country music. I love all styles of music, so I'm capable of producing all those different levels.
Well, yeah, if you hear all different things, it obviously puts new ideas in your head so you can, produce.
I won't just be stuck in this one zone of hip-hop. I'm going to always continue to do hip-hop to the day I die, so I would never cut myself off from hip-hop. That's just like committing suicide.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be in me, man. That would be through me till the day I die, like I said.
Definitely.
But it's time for Johnny J to show that I have these R&B levels, I have these country levels, I have all these different styles of music.
Okay.
I'm working on Tatiana Ali, which is the girl from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right now.
Oh, really?
Yes, working on her R&B album.
That should be dope.
Which is fucking dope.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is something Pac would be all over that album if he was alive.
Yeah?
Oh my God, it's
That'd be
that
something
serious,
man.
that critical.
Yeah, she's a great singer, man.
Great singer, dude. Soulful, the spirit of her, just the sound of her voice. It's got that church in her, man. It's got all these different levels of vocals you could ever imagine.
When do you expect that one to be released?
We haven't game planned the release yet on it because we just started not long ago. So we're already on our 7th song.
Okay.
So we're going into the 7th cut, and we're going to keep pushing and going until we feel like the album is fully done.
Nice, nice. Definitely look forward to hearing that one.
Look out for a chemistry that's the same way I would treat Tupac.
Yeah.
The music, I'm treating Tatiana Ali the same identical way.
Okay. So that
The
vibe.
only thing you won't hear her doing is another hit 'em up or anything like that.
Yeah.
So she won't be cursing anybody out, like fuck Keisha Cole and fuck Alicia Keys or anything like that.
Exactly, man. All right, man. Another one here is, do you have any ideas for the next studio album? Like how it should be? Like what would you do?
What's the next Tupac album?
Yeah, if you had a choice. Obviously, the next Tupac album that's going to be released.
To me, man, like I said, it should be an album like we talked about over and over, dude. I feel the original Johnny J material should come out. It's overdue, way overdue.
Yeah.
For the original stuff that me and Pac set off.
Sure.
We can make sure it's EQ'd properly, make sure the sound is full, as fat as we can make it.
Yeah.
That way the fans get that quality, man, and they got that shit in their car or their iPod or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's crystal clear and get off this bootleg, raggedy shit that's out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And do another CD of Johnny J remixes.
Yeah.
That would be the greatest double CD ever, man.
That's what I think,
And personally, I don't even mind if they want to put a couple other producers that remix a couple of songs, if they're going to put some justice to it, if they're going to treat it with respect.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
Doesn't seem to be working, though.
No, it's because if you're using the wrong producers.
Correct.
LP Hutton, Shaw Money XL.
Money XL, oh my God.
If they took guys like QD3.
Yeah, QD. Now that I would never knock. That shit's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Or even like Mike Mosley.
QD, yeah, Mike Mosley. All the guys who did a little something, man. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, me too.
Nothing wrong with that, dude. I totally agree with that shit.
Yep.
Now that's back to the format. That's back to the blueprint of what Pac was doing.
Yep. Definitely.
Even though QD3 and everyone's known that Pac loved you, Johnny.
Yeah.
He gave you everything, man. He gave you the bulk of his shit.
Yep.
And they looked at me like it's Captain Kirk because that's what Pac called me.
Yeah.
Like, that's Captain Kirk, man. So
Okay.
Johnny J's going to get majority of the album.
That's what's
You
up,
guys
man.
get maybe one here, two there, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But Johnny J is my main fucking producer.
Yep, that's what I see, man, and that's...
And I'm not bragging and I'm not being arrogant, man. It's just what it is, man.
Yeah, exactly. I
Plain
mean,
and simple.
that's what it is. That's, what's up. I mean, we can obviously all tell. I mean, All Eyes on Me, I mean, the greatest album of all time, in my opinion.
Exactly, homie, and I agree with you on that one.
You did 11 tracks on that, so...
That album is all over our fucking house, all over the place, in every car, dude.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I bump it on an everyday basis, man.
And I bumped that shit like it was done yesterday.
Yeah, I do too, man. I mean, people now, obviously, are into more modern things.
Exactly.
And basically, I think what's happening in the industry is it's kind of went to materialistic items, and it's completely switched.
Yeah, man.
And, I still bump All Eyes on Me. I still bump that music from that golden era,
But you know what you're saying, Joe? You know what that music was about? It was real instrumentation, man. It's what I bring to the table. Real live guitar and bass. I mean, just real fucking sounds, dude. Not this electronic fake shit that everyone's all thinking is the shit.
Yeah.
And it's not, man.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about, like, the Southern music coming out, man? I mean, what do you think about that stuff?
I'm burnt out. I'm very burnt out on it, man.
Yeah, me too.
I'm worn to the ground on that Southern sound, and it was great when it started, and a few songs I loved to death.
Yeah.
But, man, it was just overly, like, saturated, man.
Yeah.
Too much, dude.
Well, that's the thing I noticed about, like,
It saddens me, man. I just judged the contest in Arizona.
Yeah.
And those are West Coast rappers, and, I mean, every song that popped up on the stage, it was the same Southern track, man, just the same Southern beats. And I'm looking at them like, you guys, you're repping the West, man, and I'm not knocking the South or their sound.
Yeah.
But, man, bring our sound to the table when you bring these raps to the table.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like those high Moog synths and, like...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
And I'm not knocking Flo Rida and shit like that. I mean, certain cuts I like. I'm not going to front. Some of that shit is a winner to me.
Yeah.
And some of the shit that what's my man? What's the one? Crunk Man. Little fucking John.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at him. I mean, some of that shit was acceptable.
Yeah, definitely.
When he did the shit for Usher and he blasted that shit off, oh, don't get me wrong, he set that shit off.
Yeah, for sure.
But after Usher came with that record, oh my God, man, it was just like, oh, we got to keep hearing this shit every day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I mean, if I look at it, in my opinion, I mean, it's like the guys, now don't even have any lyrical content.
No lyrical content, Joe. I'm glad you said that, man.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what's not brought to the game anymore.
Yeah.
And that contest I just judged, it was like an American Idol contest.
Yeah.
There was one dude who won it, and he brought beautiful lyrical content to the table.
That's what's up, man.
He started off his show saying, Johnny, he just straight up said to the fans, he said to the audience, I don't have any money, I have no rims, I have no jewelry, and I'm just going to tell y'all the real, I have nothing. So I'm not going to talk about any of that shit.
Yep.
I'm going to tell y'all how fucking broke I am and what the hell I've been going through.
Sure.
How fucked up it's been, and he's 15 years old.
Wow.
Now that shit blew us away just off him saying that in the intro.
Yeah, definitely.
And man, when he backed those fucking, what he said with those lyrics,
Yeah.
oh, he stole the crowd.
Definitely.
He had 'em in the palm of his hand.
I mean, I think there obviously is people out there that still, possess their content, but I mean, it's just about finding that next great rapper,
It's cool to talk about the shit. If you got a little bit of that shit, it's okay to mention that shit on a couple of songs on your album. Pac did his thing as far as bragging about a few things. It's okay if you got it, talk about it.
Yeah.
But not on every fucking song through the entire album.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think what obviously made Pac so great was...
Just balance the Pac knew how to balance the shit out.
I mean, it was, so many different emotions in one.
Yeah.
So it basically, came out, and that's what was great about Pac. I mean, that among many other
You hear the
things.
pain. You hear everything, man.
Yeah.
You hear the happiness, and then you hear the days of, I just got my Rams, or I just got my new Jag, or my new Benz. Yeah, he'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Because he just got the shit.
Well, I noticed, too, that it was shorter when he talked about it.
Right.
Opposed to just rambling on and on and on about the same, stupid bullshit,
And I would have eventually said to him, like, man, enough's enough. If he would have kept talking about nothing but the jury and rims and money, and I'd have been like, dude, you got to, come on, man, we got to change the subject, man.
Exactly.
And a lot of dudes out there are fronting with that shit, which everyone knows. I mean, it's a bunch of fucking liars and just bullshitters that are lying to these fucking kids. And I've ran into a few of these motherfuckers that don't have what people think they have.
Yeah.
And I don't even get out there and brag about how I live and how I do my family thing. But the bottom line is I have a family.
Yeah.
And that means more to me than anything, than any fucking rims, money, or jewelry.
For sure, man. That's what's up, man.
And I look at some of these dudes, man, going up in all these women, and they think it's about the groupies and the hotels and popping the bottles.
Yeah.
They'll be popping their ass to the fucking pawn shop in due time.
Yeah. That's exactly what's up, man. I mean, That's what you hear a lot of. You know.
We've all gone through those days. I've been through my days in the music game before when I was doing my beats, and hey, if I had to go pawn some shit just to keep my music going, I did whatever I had to do.
Yeah, you gotta survive, man.
Exactly, man. I'm just glad I didn't turn to drugs and I didn't sell out and do something stupid.
Yep.
But if I had to pawn some shit to get to where I needed to go, that's what it took, and I did it. I didn't steal, I didn't rob, I didn't do anything illegal, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's up, man, you know.
My heart just wasn't into that shit. I've done my 80 days of selling fucking coke for 30 days, and it wasn't me, Joe. It just wasn't Johnny J. I felt like the biggest idiot selling cocaine in the 80s.
Yeah.
When I'm supposed to have drumsticks and I'm supposed to have music equipment around me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a short hustle. I mean, I've been through that
and by a pregnant woman coming up to me trying to buy cocaine, rock cocaine, dude, for fucking $25, that's when something said, Johnny, flush that shit in the toilet and call it.
Yeah.
And go get back to the drum machine.
Yep.
So I just said, fuck that, it's not me.
Yep.
And look at where I'm at today.
Yeah, exactly. You've made it, you know. Success, Tupac, you know.
Raised in South Central, you know, born in Mexico, man, I've been through, you name it, I've seen it all, dude.
Yeah. I believe you, man.
Just like Pac was saying, he was raised around pimps, hustlers, and players, whatever, man. I've dealt with the same shit.
Yep.
I just never got caught up in the nonsense.
That's what's up, man.
Never joined the gang, never got involved in any negativity.
Cool, cool.
Stuck with the drums and the music, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I had to do, too, myself, personally, man. It's just,
I mean, a Mexican at an all-black high school teaching the brothers how to play the drums, man. Everyone's looking like, who's this Mexican dude with all this soul?
yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
It was a gift, man. I was naturally gifted with this rhythm, dude, and I just had it. I'm like Ricky Ricardo, dude. Playing the congas around this motherfucker. That's all I did.
Yep.
And it just went into hip-hop, like breakdancing and turntables and you name it, dude. Soul Train. I used to be a dancer on Soul Train. I did all that shit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
One thing I'm happy about, I didn't wear any makeup, lipstick, shit like that, so you won't see me in any disco pants.
Yeah, exactly.
You might see me with the Miami Vice look and shit, getting my groove on, but that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I remember before I actually really knew who you were. I mean, like when I was younger, I always wondered who produced these records, you know?
Right.
Well, really what had happened was I had All Eyes on Me, the double record, obviously.
Double CD?
Double CD, sorry.
It's all good.
And,
double record, I got the vinyl to that shit, too.
Yeah, well, I don't know, I just say records sometimes.
Hey, records is, I love hearing that shit. You bringing me back to the old school.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Well, anyways, I had the initial, double album, and I always wondered how these tracks were produced, you know? And it took like 2 or 3 years, and I just started talking to people in the hood and shit, just about, how it's done, and then I found out about sampling and stuff, then I researched you, and I had no idea. I mean, I thought, obviously, too, like most people, it was Dr. Dre or somebody like that, but then
everyone was under the impression that Dr. Dre was producing all those records when Pac got over to Death Row.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was me, and there was a big rumor going around that Dre was doing it, and Dr. Dre was in there knocking out Tupac's new album.
Yeah.
And then somebody said, no, let me recorrect that shit. There's this Mexican guy named Johnny J, man, who's in there smashing on Tupac.
Yep.
And everyone flipped the hell out, like, oh, man, who's this Johnny J dude? And they found out, and they were like, that's the one.
Yeah, and then you had
the chosen one.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Pac called me when he got out of jail, and I thought it was a joke that he was released. I'm like, okay, somebody's cracking a fucking prank.
Yeah.
They're like, Pac's on the phone, like, Johnny, meet me up at the studio up at Can-Am.
Yeah.
I'm with Death Row. And I'm like, fuck, where do I need to go? Let me get the address. And I come in there with beats, man, ready to go.
Yeah.
The very first track was All Eyes on Me. That was the first one we laid.
Okay.
When I got there.
What was the one, do you know the next one?
Oh, shit, what did I go to next? Because I know we went kind of All About You or something. We went pretty quick. No, we went into what? When I Get Free was like second. Shorty Want to Be a Thug, all kinds of shit. No, that didn't. You know what it was? I went into like songs like When I Get Free, which didn't end up on All Eyes on Me.
Okay, so that's one of those tracks that was supposed to be.
That's one of those tracks.
Okay.
Because we kind of just bounced around, dude, and then it went into like, these Shorty Want to Be a Thug and All About You.
Yeah.
Because we did that live. Like I had a guitar and a bass player track the actual beat with me at the same time.
Oh, really?
Like the drums were already tracked. As soon as I said, here's the drum track, I need you guys to do this cameo thing from the old song Candy from Cameo.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
Like, okay, we know the song because the guys knew how to play the record.
Yeah.
So guitar and bass knocked that shit out at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
We did it like a fucking band, like it was an actual live band.
Really? So you were on the SP doing
I already had laid the drum track.
Oh, you already laid the drum track.
Laid the drum track.
Yeah.
Rewinded that shit back and just had fucking guitar and bass lock it down immediately.
Okay.
In one fucking pass.
That's what's up, man.
And then after that, got the Rhodes on that shit, started stacking Moog lines, piano, whatever. Done deal. Song was a wrap.
Yeah, that's
Snoop Dogg came in, knocked out his shit. Nate Dogg did his thing. Nate thought it was a joke, like we were all looking around laughing and shit.
Yeah.
because the hook, no, Nate started singing this hook and shit,
Yeah.
and we're all looking around like, that shit's going to be a joke, right? And we're like, no, Pac's like, that shit's serious. Let's put that shit down.
Yeah.
Every other city we go.
Yeah, that's
We
great
see
one.
the same hoe, and that shit went down, dude.
Yep. That's classic, man.
We were fucking tears, man. We were rolling off that shit.
Yeah.
It became the actual record.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's good shit right there.
You got Yak and all them, and you got Fado, and everybody jumped on the record, man. It was a done deal.
Was Snoop originally gonna rap on that or no?
You know what? Well, the way it went down, he was standing there, man, just doing his thing, kicking it, man, and he just talked on it, and that was it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, you know, they did Two of America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't like a plan to start rapping. He just came in there and said, man, I'm going to go in and talk a little shit.
Okay. So like he was basically just around and
Just around at the right time, just to end that shit off beautifully.
Okay.
Like a nice little finale.
That's what's up, man.
Everything, Joe, just happened so natural, man. It just depended. Whoever was in that studio inside the control room
Yeah.
probably ended up on the fucking record.
Sure.
You know, if you were over there rapping, like if it was Rapping Forte or this guy over here or this singer, whatever, man, they jump on the fucking song.
Yep.
All Pac would do is look at me like, Johnny, go ahead and tell the singer what they need to do.
Okay. So basically, so what you're saying is it was like a natural thing, like whoever.
Natural, spontaneous. You never knew what the plan was going to be. We never pre-produced anything.
Yeah.
I usually would have like a sketch drum track pretty much done in my drum machine.
Yeah.
I had so many beats that were like in my little library.
Yeah.
You know, all I had to do was probably enhance a few things and drop it.
Well, with that, here's another question for you. How did he select the beats? I mean, did you just go through certain beats and he just said, oh, I want that one or I want
That's
that
exactly
one?
what I did. I would pop the disc into the SP1200 and he picked damn near every track I throw in.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get to the next beat without him saying, no, let's start writing to that one. Let me finish up my lyrics.
Okay.
Let me start that one off.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we'll go into the next beat. And then we'll just do the same format.
Sure.
Because he would, you know, usually we'd get a little musical stuff done. He'd drop 3 verses. And then once we get, you know, a little hook completed, then we'll go into the next track.
Yeah.
And then when he's gone, I'd go back to, you know, beat number 1 and start overdubbing and finishing up all the musical elements.
Yeah.
And he'd come in the next day going crazy like, oh, my God, Johnny, you put the final touches on it. And that's the chemistry. Every day, that was our chemistry.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's history in the making right there, man.
Exactly.
Think about that, man. All right, man. I mean, here's another question for you, man.
Okay.
You know, basically, we were talking about the All Eyes on Me double album earlier, you know, and about the 7 leftover tracks. Obviously, you talked about When I Get Free was one of them. I mean, is there any other ones in particular?
No other titles really come to mind because I'm so mixed with these titles, but there's about 30 tracks in the vault that are set to be released.
Yeah.
And I know there's another song that I always want to talk about, which is Tongue Kissing, dude.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker right there, that's the one I want to definitely get my hands on and definitely retweak that a little bit. So that could be an actual Tupac song now.
Okay.
Because Are You Still Down with John B came from that record.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we all know that one. Yeah. I mean, we have a tongue kissing. I mean, there's obviously the original format available. It might be different, you know, but
you guys got that from the internet, right?
Yeah.
Right, because I noticed I saw that like on YouTube and some other things.
Yeah, there's like a leaker or something like that.
Exactly. Hold on, Joe. Hold on, real quick.
Sure.
Okay, I'm back, man.
All right, cool.
Cool. But tongue kissing, like I was saying, dude, that one, when I heard the 3 verses that he kicked on that, that would be a fucking winner.
Oh, it would. I mean, that's what everybody was looking at to be, you know, obviously when Pac's Life came out, we thought that would be, you know,
You thought that was going to be on the record.
Yeah, it was going to be a single and it would be a smash, you know what I mean?
My God, that's the way I feel about Comrades, too, man.
Yeah.
And there's other ones, too, dude. There's so many.
Yep.
But that's a definite heater, man, right there. All I got to do is retweak that shit and just put the final touches on, you know, with the Johnny J sound.
Yeah.
And it's a done deal. That shit's a wrap.
For sure.
But a good, solid mix.
Yeah, I mean, like another one too was Play Your Cards Right.
Play Your Cards Right.
Now, I heard a rumor that you initially submitted a remix. Is that bullshit or is that true?
And that stuff was remixed with Charlie Wilson on there, dude.
Yeah.
From the Gap Band. Charlie Wilson. You know who that is?
Yeah, I know who that is.
I had him drop a hook, man. It was a smash. I mean, the remix is in the vault now.
Okay.
One of the most incredible remixes I've ever done.
Yeah? Do you think it will ever be released? Or?
I do. I feel they're going to have to go back to that stuff.
Yeah. I think so.
They're running out of ammunition over there, man.
Yeah.
So you're eventually going to have to go back to that material that I remixed and put my hands on, and they got to get that stuff out.
Well, a lot of people were, talking about this record called Reincarnation that was supposed to come out. It's supposed to be a double album. And supposedly they were saying that you reproduced Reincarnation.
Right.
And this other track, Staring Through My Rear View, but it was the solo version. Grab the Mic.
It was the one back in '96.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, the one that they were supposed to talk about was Grab the Mic, which is supposedly supposed to be like a solo version of Staring at the World Through the Rear View or whatever.
Right, right.
So what is said is that was rumored that you reproduced those tracks, and they were supposed to be released soon, but
man,
is that bullshit, or?
Right now, I have no idea what the hell they're going to release.
Yeah?
And all those remixes I've done, which I can't even, I know I've done so many.
Uh-huh.
And I have it all listed down into my file cabinet, man. Everything's just all broken down on what I remixed and everything.
Well, this was supposed to be recently.
I didn't recently touch Staring Through My Rear View.
Okay.
There's no way, because I haven't even been in the studio with any Pac songs in quite some time.
Okay, so Reincarnation
Before
too?
we did the 10-year anniversary Pac Life album,
Yeah.
I was doing the one with Big Daddy Kane, and there was some other cuts, like Play Your Cards Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, incredible remixes on that shit.
That would have been fire, man.
That would have been your All Eyes on Me Part 2.
Yeah,
That's how
exactly.
critical that shit was coming out.
Really? They pulled the plug, man.
There was a song called Where You Been.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible, Joe.
I can't believe it, man.
It was even Sykes' vocal still there. Edie, all the original people were still on the fucking record. The acapellas were right there in front of me.
Damn, man.
And I put some of the most heated fucking beats you guys would ever imagine under that shit.
So would you say it surpasses Until the End of Time and Better Days?
Man, it's like 10 notches past that shit.
Wow.
And Until the End of Time is personally one of my favorite albums.
Me too.
Some of the songs that they didn't put their hands on, I'm loving.
Yeah.
Like, even though they're my remixes, but I love them to death.
Well, I like Last One's Left. And
Yeah, Last One's Left, When Thugs Cry is my shit, and Worldwide Mob Figures is incredible.
Yep.
That shit is just, man, off the motherfucking chain.
So that sucks that, I really hope, man, that they eventually, get back.
The songs like with the one with Big Daddy Kane, Where You Are, Wherever You Are, whatever, and fucking Where You Been, and Play Your Cards Right.
Yeah.
Man, that shit that Keisha Coles and them did wouldn't even match to that shit.
Wow.
You guys would be like, we don't even need the shit that they did with these records.
Yeah.
The shit they did on Pac's Life, you guys would be like, fuck this album.
So you submitted, obviously, remixes then?
Oh, they're all in there, dude. They're all in their laps.
Yeah.
They're in the vault, tucked in a corner, waiting to be born.
That needs to happen very soon.
And it's crazy, man. I'm not even, like I said, I'm not even knocking the singers that they used.
Yeah.
Like, Keisha would have been incredible if I was doing the fucking remix.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
beat would have been so much stronger, so much more put together, well put together,
Yeah,
than what they're singing to.
for sure.
Because the shit sounds thrown together like, man, let's just make this quick check and let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Sounds like who gave a shit.
Yeah,
I don't hear any heartfelt production behind it.
No, I don't either, man. I mean,
All I hear is get this quick check so we can get to the bank. That's the shit I hear.
it is, because there's no substance to it, man. There's not that Johnny J substance, man.
That substance, exactly. Not no authentic vibes to it, man. Not that heartfelt, real deal, to the music.
Yeah.
And Pac and me, man, like I said, my music, you can hear my feelings in my heart through my music.
Yeah, definitely.
And it just matched with him because he lyrically knew what to do.
Yep. I mean, it's just like a big, two peas in the pod, as I said, man.
And Pac, the way we did music, sometimes I put one of the most saddest tracks up, but he could talk about something sad in the first verse, but then he'll do something humorous in the second verse.
Yeah, yeah.
And I loved that about him because he would mix all those elements into one song.
Yeah, he was special, man. He was
Just the way he did How Do You Want It. He could talk politics and all that clubbing shit and about sex and all into one record.
Yeah, just mix it all up.
Just mixed it all up.
Yep. That's Pac.
I didn't even realize he was even going to go to that level with How Do You Want It.
Yeah.
And then he asked me, like, he wants to get my consent. Like, do you think this is cool? You like it? Do you think I should do this? Or,
Yeah.
like, he was looking at me like, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah.
Like he wanted my approval.
Uh-huh.
And I love that shit about Pac. And I told him straight up, man, damn well that's a winner.
Yeah. I mean, you can just
complete
feel
that
it,
shit, man.
Yeah.
And he was the original singer of How Do You Want It before Casey and JoJo even touched the song.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
So Tupac, he was the original guy.
Yeah.
So all I did was, once Casey and JoJo got on it, just kind of blended him up on top, and Pac was underneath.
Yeah, I can hear him. I can hear him underneath. I could always hear that on the record. Yeah.
We put a girls group out, and that didn't seem to sound too good, so we were like, nah, this shit's off key, it sounded shitty.
Yeah.
And we're like, nah, and then Pac was like, man, I'm going to get Jodeci on it, man. I'm going to get Jodeci. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. Ended up being Casey and JoJo.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's a
They knocked
classic.
that shit out.
Yup, that's a classic track, man. For sure.
You know, the cuts, man, it's just so crazy from like day one, like pour out a little liquor, death around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, we did all these songs about death, and you know, he just kept talking about all those different things, man.
Yeah.
But death was something that he just kept talking about on all the Johnny J records.
Why do you think that was, man?
Man, whatever he saw, whatever he foresaw, dude, I mean, it was like, I didn't really vision it at the time,
Uh-huh.
but I knew something was on his mind.
Do you think it was like maybe the 94 shootings that messed him up? Or?
It could have been. I mean, to me, it probably had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to even mention, you know, shot 5 times and all this stuff, even in the song Breathing, which is like one of my top favorite cuts.
Oh, I love that cut. We'll get to that later, though. I got a question about that one.
I think that had a lot to do with it, dude. I mean, he foresaw a lot of shit, dude. And
Yeah.
his instincts and his premonitions, man, whatever was going through his mind, it told him something, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of people are, you know, if he's like a prophet in some ways,
Yeah.
it's weird, man. I mean,
And you guys, real quick, are hearing, just to ask you this, you guys are hearing there's about 36 cuts in the vault?
yeah. I think it was, I'm not going to say the name of the interview, but it was...
No, it's all good.
Yeah, it was on the last interview that I read. Supposedly it was 36 cuts in the vault.
An interview that you read?
Yeah.
Okay, coming from a specific person?
Yeah, it was on a website.
Somebody I know or don't know?
I think it was Thug Life Army or something like that.
Okay, so you're talking about from that website?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think that's
And
what it was.
are you cool with them? I don't even know if you're cool with them, because I know a lot
No,
of websites are not cool with each other.
Well, no, man, I ain't getting a problem.
Don't even trip, man. It's all good.
No, I just don't like to, you know, I don't know, name
I'm
drop.
not in that shit. Let me tell you one thing, but there are websites that kiss so much ass.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking, just like I said earlier, they got their nose so far up Affini's ass, they smell like straight shit.
Yeah.
Where they're saying this album is incredible and this was a dope album and like was the shit.
No way.
Damn well that shit was fucked up.
Oh, it's garbage, man. Complete garbage.
Just to show how cool they are with Amaru.
Yeah, see, like, that's not what we're having over here, man. I mean, obviously there's a point where you can be disrespectful to her, but we're not being like that. We're just saying to her and trying to get the message across that we don't want to hear that bullshit music.
Exactly.
You know, we want to hear the, you know, music that has content, substance, you know, and like the old days when Until the End of Time came out. When that record dropped, everybody was like, holy fuck, man, you know, because it was like, it was the shit, you know, you could vibe to it. I mean, you could
Did you guys notice on Until the End of Time that the acapella did you notice the vocal of Everything They Owe did not match the track?
Yeah, because I've heard the original, though.
But did you notice it was off sync?
Yeah, it was off sync, that's what I mean.
I was so fucking fired up when that shit got to my house. When I got the CD,
Yeah.
and I popped that shit in the player, I was so pissed off. I made a phone call immediately.
Yeah.
And was heated. I was so fucking hot.
I'm sure, man. I mean,
And I'm
that's...
like, why in the fuck did you guys touch the vocal and
it,
the fucking vocal off the beat like that?
it completely changes the vibe or something of the
Fuck
song.
the whole vibe up, dude.
Yeah, it just sounds like a completely different song. I mean, because I've heard the original format of that song, too.
Right,
You know,
the original format.
Yeah, and it sounds so much better, you know?
So much better. But even with the little remix I did, I'm like, the vocal was still not on beat. The shit was just totally off sync.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that shit.
Yeah, I know, it's horrible, man.
You know, and that's another one of those, you know, we got to put our hands on it because, you know, whenever they feel like they touch it, it's going to turn to gold.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
turns to fucking shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, why, like, so you're saying it was obviously the people you tell me were in the credits that had the decision to touch that?
They had the decision to touch that shit. You got people that put their hands on mixes that shouldn't even touch the mixes.
So why,
Without my consent, without me even knowing that they were in the studio with the mixes up, tweaking the mixes.
yeah,
And then I find out later that, oh no, we just brought the mix up. We just finalized the mix.
that's fucked up.
And I found that shit so disrespectful because there's never been a situation when as long as I've been producing records where people put their hands on my fucking mixes.
Yeah, that's like, that's not right,
Even
man.
come into the studio and touch my mixes.
Yeah, I mean, that's your, that's real deep, man. I mean, that's your shit.
He wouldn't even walk in like, Johnny, I don't like what you got up. I don't like the way you got my vocals sounding. You got the drum track all fucked up.
Yeah.
Never done that shit to me.
Yep.
But no, they're so fucking happy-go-lucky to put their hands on my shit because they just feel like their input really means something.
Well, all they're doing, man, is just making people, push people farther away.
They're pushing people further away. You're right.
The whole scene right now is the original, I can't say true, because, I mean, obviously you can't describe a true fan, but
Right.
the people who have been there from day one, you know, obviously from the beginning, I mean, are looking at this, you know, and they don't want Pac's life. They're just settling with the original format songs and shit like that, and going back to Pac's life and Until the End of Time, and just listen to all those records. I mean, they're not even putting Pac's life or Load of the Game in the CD player.
Man, that
You know?
shit is fucked up.
I heard Loyal to the Game the first time, man, and my boy was trying to press it on me. I was like, man, that's garbage, man. I
Garbage.
don't want to hear that
You
shit.
your mind. You were right.
Yeah, you know?
You and the rest of Pac's fans who said to me and left me emails and fucking MySpace messages saying the shit is fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's whack.
And they found it very disrespectful what was done to it.
Yeah, because they altered his voice. They sped it up or whatever.
Sped it up, and then, and then the 10-year anniversary album is Pac's Life.
Yeah.
That was the most fucked up thing I've ever dealt with in my entire musical career.
Definitely.
For this man's 10-year anniversary album to come out that whack.
That's what,
It wasn't even a double CD.
I know.
It wasn't a lot of remixed stuff by Johnny J or mixed with some original material by Johnny J. They just totally sabotaged the whole entire album.
I don't understand why they did that, man. I mean...
They did a vocal raping on Tupac. I could not believe they fucked his music up and his vocals up, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, getting to that, man, basically, also on an interview, there was supposed to be a double album around the time of Pac's life.
Right.
What happened with that, man?
You know what? That's what was said to me when I started my remixes. When I started tweaking, where you been and getting your cards right, it was said that this is gonna be a double.
Yeah.
And I'm happy as fuck. Like, all right, finally, they're going back to the drawing board. It seems like this is gonna go right.
Like, how many tracks do you think are left over from that one there? I mean, how many tracks did you produce for that?
For that particular project?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's shit. Oh man, it's countless, dude.
Yeah.
Countless shit. But I was handed the material, like the play your cards right, where you been, wherever you are. Those cuts were handed to me to get on this Pac's Life album, which I didn't even know was going to be titled Pac's Life at the time because there was no album title.
Yeah.
But I could smell some shit in the air. Like, I could tell by the way that the acapellas were brought to me, something didn't smell right. Something felt fucking awkward.
Yeah.
It looked too fishy to me. It was just too weird. The acapellas were dropped off, and then I got started, and then I didn't really hear too much communication after that. So I felt like, oh, okay, I kind of know what these motherfuckers are up to.
Yeah.
They got me over here working in my lab, my recording studio. I'm tweaking my versions, but they got some other shit up their sleeve. I had a feeling they were either in Atlanta or some other studio working on some other shit with some other people.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think that happened? I mean, what would... I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I can understand, obviously, it was the people that you're saying are in the credits, but why would they go to that? I mean, obviously, somebody had to plant that seed in their head, to make it... official, like, I don't understand.
Their mind is like, apparently they must think, well, we already know we got enough of the Johnny J stuff. Everyone knows, Johnny J did all the first stuff.
Yeah.
Now we can go to another level. It doesn't necessarily have to be him all the time, so we can go try these other avenues.
Yeah.
That's their mentality.
Okay.
And it's all about money and checks and getting this budget going and shit. I mean, it's a lot of politics involved.
Okay.
And it's weird because that's how they think, man. And they think by meeting up with, say, another producer, just because this producer knows this singer or this other person, oh, yeah, we got the right guy because he brought this singer on deck and all this shit.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up, man.
It is, man, definitely.
The wrong approach, dude. That was the wrong game plan.
Yeah.
Backfire blew up in their face.
It did. I mean, look at the sales, man. I mean, that's all you got to look at.
LC, goes back with when he was working with Snoop at Death Row. I was working with Tupac.
Yeah.
And that was cool. He had his little Snoop thing going, and I had my Pac thing going.
Yeah.
I never intervened on his shit.
No.
And I never was that kind of guy. I never disrespected no other producers. I never wanted to remix their shit. I personally don't have no reason to remix anybody's shit unless they really need me that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like if, maybe off.
And I've had producers say, Johnny, man, you know what? I didn't really bring the beat to the level I should have brought it to.
Yeah.
But I know when you remix it, homie, you're going to bring it to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get that respect, that means something to me.
It does, man.
If I see the producer's hurting and he's like, man, I really didn't want you touching my stuff, man, and I kind of wish you, could kind of leave it alone. I wish they wouldn't have sent this to you. Sometimes I got to think back and say, you know what, dude? I don't think I want to fuck with it then.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah, that's
shit. I'm the producer to take that shit and take a check and run.
That's respect,
There's just chemistries I don't want to intervene on.
Yeah.
And people like, for me, you don't hear a producer saying, no, I don't want to touch the Johnny J stuff, man, because he was the original dude and he's the sound.
No, that's what I mean.
Like, fuck that. Give me the acapella, give me the check, and I'm out the door.
Yep, exactly.
And don't let the fans be fooled by people saying they did it for the love of Tupac.
Yeah.
Oh man, we did it for free. We didn't charge a producer fee.
Yeah.
Half that shit, don't even believe half that crap.
Yeah, that's a big rumor too. That's going
the bottom line is, even if they didn't get a producer fee, they're getting compensated for doing the fucking work.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean,
free to me means you don't want any percentages. You don't want anything off the record. You're just going to do a beat for free. That's what free is.
Okay.
That means you won't get a percentage of the album sales or anything.
Yeah, you won't get
That's free.
points or whatever, right?
No points, no anything. That's what I consider free, Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
You're getting a percentage, or you're getting your 3-4 points per record, per whatever.
Yeah.
That's not for free.
Well, the thing
You're still getting compensated.
The thing that got me, man, was all these motherfuckers saying they have love for Pac, but they didn't even know the dude.
Right.
So, I mean, I can understand, like, I didn't know Tupac, but I'm a fan of his music, and I know his music back to back, and, you know, obviously his production with you and stuff like that, but,
right.
I mean, these guys probably really weren't even into Pac, but they just want to jump on it because they wanted to, you know, get on with him, and because they know that he's the hot thing at the moment, you know?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. You took the words out of my mouth right there.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, that's just more shine for them.
Yeah.
And, you know, now I'm about to, you know, piece up my not my interview, but my documentary.
Yeah.
Which consists of interviews, but I'm about to let the fans know this is Johnny J, and it's time to do this, man.
What's up? That's what's up, man. We really want to hear more from you, man. I mean,
you guys will have to see me at 65 years old talking about my documentary's coming out and shit.
Yeah.
You know, do this shit while I'm young and while I'm still, you know, able to talk about it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want you guys seeing me like, oh, Johnny J's so old now. Look at him. He's damn near about to die. And now we get to look at his documentary. Now he finally gets the fucking Grammy that he deserves.
Yeah, man. That's
with
what's
a cane
up.
And shit, with a walker.
I mean, we were looking at that. That was sorry, I don't know why I said that. We were actually had a question for that, and we were actually wondering about that. I mean, basically wondering, you know, when you were going to release it, but you just pretty much took the, you know, answered the question right there. I mean, is it going to be on like studio sessions and stuff like that?
It's going to be everything, every possible thing that you can think of with Johnny J.
That's what's up, man.
From raw footage, never seen before footage of me working with Busy Bone, Ronald Isley with Tupac.
Yeah.
As far as working on Better Days, Ronald Isley in the studio doing the hook and all those things, man. You're going to see so much incredible shit.
That's what's up, man.
Tyrese, me working with Tyrese and all the different artists, John B.
Yeah.
Tons of Tupac info that the fans need to hear.
Yeah.
The true inside vibe, the true aspect of everything me and him dealt with.
I mean, is there any, like, old footage of Death Row, or?
I have footage. Some of that I do have, and there's some footage that you guys have never seen with me and Tupac working on Last One's Left.
Okay, great, man. That's what's
raw
up.
fucking footage of him on the board with me dropping the drums, doing all kinds of shit.
Oh, man, that
with
sounds
the music
great.
done to Last One's Left, just right there, raw fucking session.
That's what's up, dude.
Tupac with his shirt off, smoking his cigarette, vibing to the beat, having fun.
We want to see that one, man.
That shit is incredible.
So, basically, man, like, what's going on with Clockwork Records these days, man? I mean,
Clockwork Entertainment is still with me, man. It's going to be with me till the day this fucking earth ends, man.
Okay.
So I don't want to start pursuing to release any artists at the moment. Because I'm really looking for that right artist, dude. I mean, I'm not on a mission right now.
Yeah.
Because I can't just lock in and load with any rapper or any singer and say, here it is.
Yeah, it's got to be a vibe, you know.
It's got to be a vibe, dude. It's got to be something that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Rakim Ali right now is a very, very major objective for me right now because that's R&B.
Yeah.
And then Little Eazy-E, I just finished up on him.
Okay.
And then his group, Kings of L.A., I'm going to start producing their album.
That's what's up, man.
Which is like his NWA.
Yeah.
So, you know, now, like, it's like Little E's like my little Tupac with his NWA and his Outlaws.
Yeah.
So, same format, same chemistry.
Yeah, I really hope that,
And I'm hoping everything for Little E, too, man, because everybody's waiting on that shit. Like, what's going on with Little E?
I know. I've been for, like, 2 years, man. And then when I heard...
going through the politics of the business, and he's dealing with what he has to deal with, but he's definitely coming out with an album.
Well, I mean, what happened was, I mean, I heard him, and then I saw that you were producing a track. I was like, fuck yeah, man, that's a good matchup.
You guys are gonna love the shit I did on him.
Yeah, I can imagine, man.
Put it to you this way. It's almost like a pour out a little liquor, you know, just like this anthem for the fellas that are locked up, for the homies that's gone.
Yeah.
And he's talking about his dad, and it's one of those records. It's got this street element, man, but it's got this sentimental vibe all mixed together.
Yeah, man, that golden age sound.
That fucking vibe, you guys are like, yes, this is the sound we need to hear.
Yep, definitely,
I stay true to what I do.
Yep, that's
didn't change up. I didn't go into the Timbaland mode or other producers that you guys hear out there. You don't hear me following anybody's sound. I'm not following no sound.
Who kid?
I'm a leader, man, not a follower. So you're definitely going to hear the Johnny J style.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
But don't think like Johnny J's kind of like, you know, going over to the South now, or he's kind of...
No, we know that, man.
Production style.
Yeah, we know that, man. We definitely... I mean, we can just look back at the, you know, past record and see what's up there.
And I'm not knocking any of the guys out there, man, but I'm saying, you know, within my circle.
Yeah, exactly.
Keeping my sound true to myself.
For sure, for sure. I mean, another question is, man, speaking of current artists, I mean, have you ever had any plans to work with Young Buck or the Outlaws?
You know what, man? I thought at one time, you know, I mean, it's been so long, dude. Everyone's like, when are you and the Outlaws going to get together?
Yeah.
And me and Young Noble talked not long ago, but I know they ended up jumping over into the Young Buck thing.
Yeah.
And I just waited, man. I told him, me and Noble had a good conversation. I'm like, man, you ever need me, holler at me whenever it's time.
Yeah, that's what's up.
We kept it real cool, real neutral.
Nice.
And I just, let it be, man. So maybe they got to just follow the routine of dealing with Young Buck.
Yeah.
And that's that. But some people, they tend to get into that world of it. They can do it on their own.
Yeah.
We don't have to go to Johnny J and get beats. We can do this on our own.
Yeah, I know.
We know how to do our own tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but, I mean, people have done that shit.
Yeah, I know. We've seen it,
And then I get this shit a lot. You get people that when they get their budgets and they get their record deals, they're not thinking about going to a Johnny J.
Yeah.
But as soon as their shit folds and the shit didn't go right,
yeah.
They're at my fucking door or they're on my phone. Johnny, man, we need to get together, man.
Yeah.
We need your production.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to turn into this guy. Like, why in the fuck should I fuck with you now when you didn't want to fuck with me when you had your little record deal?
Oh, yeah.
So this is what I do. The answer is no.
Okay.
So don't come to me like that.
Yeah.
If you get your budget, you got your little chump change, you want to try to work with me, come to me real deal.
Okay.
Don't come to me, with that, we don't have our record deal anymore, or the label just dropped us, now we're ready to work with you.
Yeah.
So don't look at me to save the day.
Exactly.
Because that's when I have to turn away and say the answer is no.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to be responsible for yourself.
That's right. And I've dealt with quite a few of those guys through my career.
Yeah.
Through my 20 years in this record business, I've dealt with that shit.
Okay.
From singers to rappers, you name it.
That's real, man. That's real.
And I'm not chasing after nobody, Joe. I'm not running after none of these guys.
That's what's up, man.
It's either going to happen or it's not. It's going to flow naturally, and I'm with it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm just, waiting to hear that next real big lyricist. I mean, it's got to be out there, but...
And yeah, I've ran into some really good rappers, man, some good lyricists that are out there, man, but sometimes they're missing that element, that star quality is just not there.
Yeah.
But they got the lyrics are there, but there's no star quality.
Yeah, no, it's like dry.
I'm not looking for another Tupac. I'm not tripping on that.
No.
I'll never find another one of those.
No, never.
So I just like, hey, man, let me just be cool, keep my Clockwork Entertainment thing going, but I'm not ready to jump the gun on these artists right now.
That's what's up, man.
Because it takes a lot of loot, man, to market these people.
Yeah.
They have to have this buzz in the air. It takes a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. There's a lot attached to that shit than what people think.
Oh, I know. I mean, you got promotions and...
Promotions, everything, dude. And it takes, it takes money out of my pocket that I would have to front, to an artist and compensate.
Yeah.
And some of those dudes, man, all they worry about is getting the check, and then they fucking run off.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll just fucking run, dude. And I can't do it. Whether I got them on contract or not, it just still doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
They're not even thinking about making a hit record. They're thinking about going to buy the fucking newest vehicle that comes out. Or to get the quick condo or apartment.
22s in the ring.
Yeah, and think about women and get caught up and get sidetracked.
Yeah.
And that's the shit I don't want to do. It's like having kids, man.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like adding more kids than what I already have.
Yeah, exactly.
My kids are up there. I have an 18-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't need to add more kids to what I got.
No, definitely not.
Especially knuckleheads. Don't have time for it, dude. It's too much responsibility at the moment, and right now I'm just not aiming for that shit at the very moment.
Okay.
But the time will come where Johnny J will release some artists, whether it be hip-hop, R&B, all throughout, man.
That's what's up, man. Good to
I will
hear,
definitely
man.
be bringing that shit to the table.
We're definitely looking forward to that, man.
I just want to do it at the right time when I know it's just time to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And not force the issue.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Well, getting back to the studio, man, I mean, what is, like, your favorite piece of gear you think in the studio that you use, man?
The number one unit, SP1200.
SP1200.
SP1200 is still the unit I use till this day.
Yeah.
All my drum tracks is still that drum machine.
That's what's up, man.
I have to keep it. That drum machine is the one I used on all the Pac stuff.
Yeah.
Even before Pac, it's still with me to this day, and I still use it.
I don't think you can even find those anymore.
You know what? I don't think so. They're discontinued, but man, you look on eBay or go through your recyclers and your newspapers or whatever, man.
Yeah.
You got to bump into that shit like by luck.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
just like trying to find the Roland TR-808. I know they're all around.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go pick me up one soon because I just want to have the authentic drum machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've used it back in the day when I first started out on producing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to get my old school stuff, in my studio.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm even going to go pick up a Lynn drum machine just to have.
Yeah.
All the old school shit.
That's what's up, man.
But SP1200 is my number one, unit, dude.
Yeah.
Then I go into my Kurzweil, which is my Kurzweil 2500.
Okay. Is that you?
I still use to this day.
Uh-huh.
On my Rhodes and strings and different, sounds I get out of that.
Yeah.
And Mini Moog is always a major part.
Definitely.
And I bought one of those fresh out the box, brand new.
Yeah, I gotta get that gear, man.
And I just know how to blend that shit with the live guitar, live bass, horns.
Yeah.
You name it, man. Flute, whatever. I get a violinist, whatever, dude. I do that shit.
Yep.
I play live congas and live percussion on a lot of my records too.
Yeah.
So all that clave stuff you hear in the back is sometimes it's me playing that shit live.
Oh yeah.
You may hear a mixture of drum machine stuff mixed with live playing.
Okay. So do you any of the, excuse me, do you do any of the live playing?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you do like the bass guitar and stuff
Yeah,
like
I've
that?
done that. I've done that shit too.
What's up?
But I always like to hire like the musicians that have been a part of my team since day one because they know my format. I don't have to explain.
Yeah.
It all comes together.
Okay.
So they keep the flow going. While he's laying one, while the bass player's laying a part, I'm thinking about the next part for the next instrument.
Yeah.
And that's how I can, I compose and arrange and produce.
Yeah, that's
That's how I do it.
So I mean, like basically, so what you do, like, how do you like lay your tracks down? I mean, do you initially just random, or like you do like your sample first, or say
Basically,
your
set off with the drums. I start off with drums.
drums
Kick,
first?
snare, hi-hat, clap, clave, whatever.
Yeah.
Drum track right off the bat.
Okay.
I already kind of structure a pattern of where I want to go with the drum, with the kick drum, and then I kind of utilize that pattern and think of where I want to take the bass, in the guitar or whatever.
Yeah.
So I kind of like wherever I took the kick, I'll probably, pattern the bass the same way.
Okay.
Or I may think of some unique pattern with the bass line and just take it somewhere else.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying there, man.
Which, like, some of the songs you guys showing Until the End of Time and Better Days, like, I just think of these unique patterns, on bass lines.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff, or majority of it that you hear that's not samples, is all out of my head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All out of my head, dude. I just sit there and think of a pattern, and I just take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And spontaneous. I never know what I'm going to do until I get to the studio.
Okay.
So I never really know what the pattern's going to be.
So you don't fuck with like chords or anything like that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definite. Motifs, all that shit.
Yeah. That's what's up.
And just basic, simple shit, man. I don't really get too over the top with all the electronics. I mean, I got my Pro Tools, all the top Pro Tools stuff you can think of.
Yeah.
Because we don't use 2-inch tape anymore.
Exactly.
But man, I mean, I'm so advanced, dude. It's just so easy now.
Yeah.
But I don't really use all the artificial fake stuff that's in the computer.
Mhm.
I'm just not that guy. I mean, it doesn't work for me. I'm not saying it's not going to work for anybody, but it doesn't work for me.
Okay.
It's just not my sound. I don't like to sequence my chords or any of my instruments. I don't like to sequence anything.
Yeah.
All of it's live played live.
That's what's up.
The only thing that's sequenced is the drum track.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you'll hear programmed.
Okay. So everything else is live.
All the instruments you hear on top of that stuff, live played.
Yeah, I always wondered about that.
From beginning to end. Y'all let them play from the top of the record all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Or there's cases I may just loop a nice 16-bar section or an 8-bar section
Yeah.
of what the keyboardist did. I'll just loop that shit up.
Yeah.
But they played it live
That's what's up.
with that real feel.
Well, that's what I mean. Basically, was missing now too, as we talked about earlier. But,
Right.
On that topic, man. I mean, how long do you think it usually takes you to bust out a track?
Oh man, that takes like no longer than probably 30 minutes, dude, to complete a track.
Oh, really?
30, 40 minutes tops.
Okay. So you just
Dropping the drum track to get the keyboard laid down for as far as roads. I'll start with drum track, roads, bass line, guitar, move. Good 40 minutes tops.
40 minutes tops. That's what's up,
Just
man.
on one track alone, and vocals are ready to go down.
I mean, is that
Rapper or singer?
so? Like, I mean, was that initially from the beginning? I mean, or you just like progressively got better at it, or
It was like that from the beginning, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like that. I mean, and if I had something that was already a drum track under a loop,
Yeah.
I'll lay that as a structure, as a sketch, just to get, whatever the rapper's going to do or the singer, just to kind of get the shit going. I'll drop that in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, because I mean, you
No time.
we hear about guys working on tracks for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, 3-4 days, not me. I'm not the one.
Okay.
That's some time bandit shit. That shit is very fucking stupid to me.
Yeah, because I mean, if the idea is there, you're gonna lose it.
Mixing songs for 3 and 4 days, no, I'm not the one.
Okay.
I get that shit mixed in about a good fucking 4 to 5 hours
Yeah.
per song.
That's what's up, man.
R&B, it may be a little bit more of a longer process because there's a whole lot of vocals going on.
Yeah.
So that usually takes up a little more time because of singing.
Okay.
Rapping and all that shit. Hip-hop is just the quickest, easiest shit to do for me.
Yeah.
But, R&B has a little bit more of a time frame.
Okay.
Not musically, but vocally.
Yeah, I understand
You
what
got
you're
to
saying.
blend that shit, and it's a lot of harmonies involved, and you want to make sure you blend it right.
But right, exactly.
Just like with Tatiana Ali, I don't rush job it. I make sure I do it right, and it's done.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying there,
She's
man.
like my little, female Tupac, in a vocal sense, in an R&B sense.
Yeah, she's
She just has that same fast, quick ability to get in there and knock the vocals out very fast.
That's what's up, man.
So if you want to make sure you spell her name right, make sure you spell it Tatiana.
Okay.
Tatiana Ali, and the A-L-I. And that's not the boxer, that's the girl from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, I remember,
Some
definitely.
fucking idiot kid just knew I was working with the boxer, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I deal with the boxer.
Well, I remember,
Leila Ali.
back in the, she had a song before, I think.
She had a gold album with Sony.
Yeah.
She was signed to Will Smith's production company, and
Yeah.
she had a deal with MJJ.
Okay, I remember that.
Back in the Sony days.
Yeah, back in
Yeah.
Sony.
Went gold. She had a gold album.
Yeah, I remember that one song. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, shit. What is it? But you remember the Boy You Knocked Me Out and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all back in the day.
There was a cute little song, and, you remember the other shit.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, there was a 90s vibe, but she was on tour with NSYNC and all that stuff, and she was out there doing her thing.
Yeah.
But great singer, man, and very, very humble.
That's what's up, man.
And I'm very happy to be, elevating, into this R&B where, I can show, my fans that there's more to it than just hip-hop.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a whole diverse section of
And I'm, compared to Jermaine Dupri and all this stuff like Mariah Carey and all that, Johnny J is so fucking advanced and so above that stuff. I'm about to bring so much critical shit to the table. Get ready.
Can't wait to hear it, man.
And she's definitely going to be featuring some hip-hop, so we're going to have some rappers on there.
That's what's up, dude.
Just got to make sure they're the right people.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know if it's a Common or it's a Lupe Fiasco. We don't know who it's going to be. We'll see who we can,
Okay.
make happen.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Got to make sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a vibe, man.
And we're not going to beg anybody. I'm not begging to get anybody on that shit. Whoever's going to naturally fit it, that's what we're going to make happen.
Yeah, okay. Well, getting back to Pac, man, I mean, what do you think, what was, like, the last recording you did with him, man, and, like, what was the vibe like? I mean, I don't know.
You know what? Some of the last shit was the song Tongue Kisser.
Yeah?
That was some of the last shit we ended up doing.
Was that the last session?
That was one of the last sessions.
Okay.
And we did so much in one day, because we did about 4 or 5 shit, man. We're knocking out so many fucking tracks.
Yeah.
But there was times when I would knock out the beats, he'd start verses off, and we wouldn't even know the titles until way later and shit.
Really?
So he wouldn't even put the titles to the songs until he finished all the verses or whatever.
Okay.
So sometimes it just depended on what he was feeling.
Yeah.
He'd title it on the spot, or then he'd think about whether, should that be the title, or should he take a verse off and feature, another rapper or whatever.
Okay.
He always kind of experimented with different things. We always kind of bounced it around. There's songs where he did 3 verses, just like Tongue Kissing. He did these 3 verses.
3 verses. Okay.
And you notice with John B, there was, the verse that was used,
Yeah.
the 2 verses or whatever that he put on John B.
Okay.
It was always something he would change up when it got to another artist.
So did they ever meet?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because
We met at How Do You Want It video shoot.
Oh, okay. Cause
First, when we finally hooked up, we was at How Do You Want It video shoot.
Yeah.
And that was when he was doing the X-rated version.
Okay.
The Playboy stuff and all the porno people in there.
Yeah.
And we were inside the trailer or whatever, and John B asked Tupac, man, who does your beats?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there in the trailer, and he points at me. That's the man right there, Johnny J.
Oh, okay. Because that was
Johnny's
rumor
like,
too.
I want to work with you guys, man. What do I need to do?
Huh.
And we ended up putting it together, man.
That's
Pac was
what's up.
like, we're going to be working with John B. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we ended up in the studio putting it down.
Tongue kissing, huh?
And that became Are You Still Down?
Yep.
Based off that record. So a lot of people don't know it originated from Tongue Kissing.
So when that became Are You Still Down, was that supposed to be on Are You Still Down, or was that just supposed to be initially on that record that he put out?
Just for John B.
Okay.
Strictly for John B's album. Cool Relax is what the album is.
Yeah, because I mean, rumor has it that there's supposed to be a softer album that Pac was supposed to put out, with like stuff like Baby Don't Cry, Keep Your Head Up or whatever, Part 2 or whatever.
There probably was a game plan like that. I mean, there were so many ideas that were floating around. But I mean, like I said, the main thing, the last thought that I remember us dealing with was the production company of Nonstop Productions producing all these various artists that me and him wanted to go work on.
Okay.
Because he kind of wanted to not leave the hip-hop stuff alone, but go venture out into the R&B world.
Yeah.
And start doing alternative music.
Okay.
And doing all that type of stuff. And he was going to write lyrics for these artists.
Huh.
Like Alanis Morissette and, whoever we could get to.
Yeah, well, there's supposed to be like a rumored track between those two. I don't know if it's, true or not.
What was it?
Alanis Morissette and Tupac. I don't know.
What about them?
There's supposed to be a track.
Oh, you're saying a track that exists?
Yeah.
Well, not none that I know of.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't produce nothing with her.
Okay.
Now, if she came and sung on a track, that was my track, and I wasn't around, I don't know if it was ever done. I don't think so.
Okay. So
I can't confirm that.
All right. Well, getting on like until the end of time, man. I mean, you definitely produced one of the most dopest beats on that one. I mean.
Oh hell yeah, that was the shit.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
Breathing.
probably one of the top favorites next to All Eyes on Me in my CD changer.
Yeah. I mean, Breathing, the track, man. I mean.
Yeah.
Was it finished? Unfinished? I mean, because was it like a one-verse
It
pop?
was a done deal, man. I just ended up retweaking, the actual track, man, and taking some sample stuff out, and I made it what it is today.
Because it's like a one-verse pop recording. I mean, or was it actually?
Because at the time when we first recorded it, we had like some female rappers jump on it, Pac would always give somebody a little chance to shine.
Yeah.
And that's what we tried at the time when I first laid the track.
Okay.
And he dropped his verse, and then we ended up putting a little couple of female rappers and tried some other things, and that was the record. That was it.
So that's the original Breathing then, with
Yeah.
females on it? Was it Storm or?
No, there was some other females at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Other females at the time, man, that we tried out. But some stuff was almost like an audition. You know, either you're gonna pass the audition or not.
Yeah, because there's like a track with him and Busy Bone called Confessions. Or
That's the song I did.
Okay.
That's my cousin. I was working with Busy Bone, working on his album Heaven's Movie.
Okay.
And me and Busy ended up laying some ideas down, and I said, I dropped another element up underneath Breathing, and Busy got on there, man, dropped a verse.
Okay.
And became Confessions. And then we did a tribute, Life Goes On.
All right. That's what's up, man. I mean, I got another question about original song, man. And that is You Can Call or whatever.
Right.
It's rumored to sample Joyce Sims' song. Is that true or?
I have to check that. To be honest with you, I would have to go back and check that in my vault.
Okay.
Because I got some stuff that's like tucked away into a vault. Because I have a vault that's like next to Tupac's vault where we tuck our stuff into this refrigerated room where all our tapes and dats are at.
Okay.
And I have to thoroughly analyze all that stuff and go through it again. Because I don't carry it with me or leave it in the house or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd have to double check everything just to confirm all that.
All right.
But before they put any records out or any stuff comes out, I always make sure we check all the songs and make sure that they don't try to retitle something and make it like that wasn't a Johnny J record.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're saying.
There's ways that people try to play games and
Yeah.
shit like that, and I don't play that.
Okay.
I mean, they haven't tried to shit on me or anything like that coming from Amaro, but I mean, if anyone tries to disguise the record, like this is a different song Pac did and it's going to be a different title,
Yeah.
I would catch their ass right there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Anybody tried to play that game.
Yeah, it's retarded.
It frustrates me with the way things have been coming out, man, and
Yeah.
I wish I could take total control of what's going on. I only have my musical control of Tupac's records.
Mm-hmm.
But the other side of it, the vocal side of it, I don't control the vocal side.
Okay.
It's me and his song together, and they it's like they can't do anything without me
Yeah.
or my consent, but it's just it's a crazy game, man.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's a question, I mean, on that, subject, I mean, has it, like, if any, discussed any future projects? I mean,
None that I've heard lately.
No.
It's been quite some time.
All right.
I haven't spoken to her in I don't know when. It's been a long time, Joe.
I mean, here's a question, too. This might be stupid or something. I mean, this was submitted, but, I mean, is there any chance of you unofficially releasing Tupac material, such as, like, mixtapes?
No, I wouldn't. I'm not going to do it personally.
No.
No reason for me to do it. I wish I could, man, and I know, there's ways. I see people releasing shit like it's no problem.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to get myself into all this drama and get caught up in lawsuits or start disrespecting the stuff, man. I'm not going to do it, even though motherfuckers would do it on me.
Yeah.
People would do it on Johnny J left and right.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't do that, man. I don't have any reason to sneak out any material or ease out songs to show the fans, here's the original stuff and all that.
Okay.
I would love to, but I just know it's just not the right thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want that karma to come back to haunt me.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man.
And I know I wish I could save the world with this stuff, man, and do what I need to do to the songs, man, but they need to wake up. I mean, Amaro and the staff, dude, they need to wake up, man.
Okay.
And come to the table and say, Johnny, we need to really get this shit back in motion with you producing the records and give the fans what they want.
Definitely.
All it takes is that one phone call.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just wish it would happen.
And that simple game plan. And I'm not enemies of theirs. We're not at each other's throats. There's no nothing like that. But it's just like everyone's in their own corner.
Yeah.
Doing what they do.
Okay.
And stop looking at Tupac as just money and a check and a check and a check, man. It's like we all got to eat and we all got to break bread.
Definitely.
But let's make sure this music is right, man, so these fans can be like, hey, they brought it back to what it needs to be.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we need, man. We want
We
that.
can fulfill the fans, man, because that shit saddens me to look at the looks on some of their faces.
I know, man.
And they're looking at me like, Johnny, it's fucked up, man. It really hurts us.
Yeah, it's real sad, man. I felt it, man. I was like, damn, dude, it like really made me depressed for like.
Yeah, it's depressing, dude. It really is. And it's so fucking crazy. I sit there and stare at the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
Looking up like, man, look at how fucked up this is and how incredible this shit could be, man. They really screwed a lot of shit up.
Yep.
They tore a lot of the vault up, man.
Exactly. I mean, what?
To resurrect this shit and to rebirth it, man, they gotta just go back to square one. Like, Johnny, we gotta come at you with this shit and let's get this shit together.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes.
I mean, I felt, man, I was like, man, we're not gonna ever have any like new good Pac material.
I know.
Man. I mean, it's like it's over.
It's over, dude. Like, it's fucked up, man.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
And I'm not gonna, I'm not trying to distance myself from it or anything. I don't even disconnect myself from all my shit I did with Tupac, man. I'm very proud and very thankful to be a part of that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just so thankful that the fans have been loyal enough to keep buying the classics.
Yeah, man, we're gonna keep buying the classics.
To keep food on my table. So I can't do nothing but say much love and thanks to everyone that has bought those records, man.
Yeah, man, we
Probably
appreciate it.
sitting there fucking last on that shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Through downloads and ringtones or whatever, man. Now there's not even as many record stores as it used to be.
no, but I mean, people are still buying the records.
They're still buying the records.
You know, it's because they're classics. That's why, man.
And that's what it's boiled down to, man. And bottom line, people have to understand that it's not just Pac, man. It's not just his voice and his acapellas, dude. I mean, just poetry when you take the music away. It was the chemistry of me and him put together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, anything that's on our site, man, or any person that's on our site knows that. You know?
Exactly.
We all know that. That's what, we're trying to stand for, is really getting the shit back into
People can't take away the Johnny J aspect of it, man, because don't just say, if even Johnny J's beats were not, there or whatever, it's still a winner with Tupac. He's got dope lyrics, and he said a lot of dope shit, but without a good solid track, man, it's pointless.
It is, man. It's
pointless, dude.
I don't know how to
You gotta
explain
understand, it's not just Pac, it's Johnny J and Tupac.
Yeah.
Whatever order they want to put it in, Tupac and Johnny J, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We were a 50-50 split, man, and that's the way that shit goes.
Exactly. Two peas in a pod.
Without good lyrics on my beats, I mean, all you guys are gonna say is Johnny J, hot beat, but the fucking shittiest artist I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Lyrics on top of the beat, though.
Yep.
You gotta be like, sucks ass, dude. The beat's hot, but the artist sucks ass.
Yeah.
And I know you guys will respond to me quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
And give me thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, here's another thing, man. It's a touchy one. I mean, I obviously know the truth of this, but a lot of people still have this live theories going on and shit, man. Like, he's still alive. I mean,
oh, man.
What do you think about that, man? I mean,
it's like crazy. They still don't want to let it go, man. Yeah. And I always say this, dude. It's just like how we used to feel like about Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
I thought he was coming back, man.
Yeah.
And Pac is no longer physically not here, man.
Yeah.
And I wish I could make him appear, man, and bring him to the forefront again, man. And like, here he is, live and in color.
Yeah.
And I wish he was here too, man. I want to believe that shit too, but he's gone, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people always, there's always these rumors and shit, and I know it.
I've heard them all, dude. The fucking, Cuba, and me and him are in Cuba, or he's in Cuba somewhere.
Yeah.
Me and him have met up at secret locations. I've heard it all.
Yeah.
And I used to even say crazy shit like, yeah, man, he's over at my house. He's in my basement and shit with a bottle of Hennessy, and we work on songs, and we do all kinds of shit.
Well, I think he's alive, man, but he's not alive in the physical, man.
That's what I'm saying. Spiritually, we know he's there, dude.
Yeah, I mean, in the music, you can just hear it,
Music is, exactly.
Yeah.
And people are like duplicating and trying to, mimic the sound and the attitude and the fucking, just the image, man, and it just kills me. It pains me, man, to see that shit.
Yeah, I know.
I don't mind looking at people getting inspired by him or, try to put a little Pac in them on the videos. That's cool, man, but when you just over the top just take his whole entire image and think you're him, that's what fucks me up.
Well, the thing that I'm noticing now, man, is with, like, certain rappers, basically, there's this whole beef thing, man, and they keep pursuing it, like, just to up their career, they keep doing this beef shit.
All this beef shit, and that shit is so irrelevant.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like, I'm going to go on my career by making beefs with people, like, just because I'm going to get the record sales. I mean, it's stupid, man. I mean,
it's so fucking old, man. That shit is old and played the fuck out. The beefs are not like they used to be when me and Candyman were working. There used to be lyrical beefs.
Yeah.
On who had the best style and shit. Who had the dopest rap style. Those were the kind of beefs I used to deal with before I did the song Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
And when I did Hit 'Em Up, that was the shit that just took the fucking cake right there.
It did. That was the original one. I mean,
I haven't done a beef song since then, and I don't think I ever will put my hands on another one of those records.
Yeah, exactly. But Pac's,
fuck you and all that crazy shit. I'm not getting into it.
Yeah, like Pac's there was something to that, man. There was, like, obviously the 94 shooting and shit like that. But if you think about these new rappers, I mean, there's nothing to that, man.
Nah, man. Those beefs are so full of shit to me. And some of this shit is so made up and just thought of just to fucking make some records sell, and it's just corny shit.
Yeah.
And the records are not selling today because they're not putting out quality music. They're not sticking with the right format. They're thinking they got to get 10 producers on all these fucking songs and just to put an album together. It's just fucked up.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And they're personally, to me, going to all these garage producers who are probably young little kids that don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're chump changing them, giving them about 2 Gs or 5 Gs a beat fucking them right up their ass, man, and then that's it. That's the album.
Yeah.
You know, they got the Johnny J's right there in front of them. All they got to do is say, well, let's make a phone call and connect with it.
Yeah.
And you'll get some real deal quality.
Exactly.
Instead of bullshitting around, man, and giving the fans poor fucking albums.
Okay.
Poorly made albums, dude. Just
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, man. What's happening
with
now?
one damn song that everyone loves, and the rest of the shit is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's like all fillers.
They're not doing the all eyes on me formats. They're not giving, you know, the fans a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Tupac was trying to give you guys everything.
Yep.
You know, you can never knock that format. That album that we put together, man, was one of the most incredible albums.
Yeah,
in
sure.
hip-hop and in music business today.
I think it's hands down, in my opinion, the best hip-hop album ever made.
I was complimented as to from a radio station. They were like, Johnny J, you gave Pac that R&B shit that nobody was even fucking thinking about doing.
Yeah.
You gave him that music and that real sound that no one was even putting together, man.
Mm-hmm.
R&B flavored music up under a rapper.
Yeah.
But it had this street edge to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And I've been saying that shit since day one, way before Teddy Riley and all that. I was saying, man, rap beats and hip-hop beats are going to be the shit up underneath these R&B singers.
Yeah.
I was looked at like I was a fucking clown. Like, yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
that's what
know
happens.
that.
Yep.
And look at music today.
Well, I mean, like, what is your favorite Tupac song, man?
Top song, Life Goes On.
Life Goes On?
Life Goes On is my personal top favorite, man.
Okay. That's,
I have many favorites, but that's like the one that comes right to me.
yeah, that's a powerful song, man.
Because of just because of the message and just because of what he said and
Yeah.
what was going on when we were recording that day.
Yeah. What was going on?
That was during the period when I found out I was adopted.
Oh, really?
And it was an emotional moment, you know. I'm like, man, I didn't shed a tear in the studio, but it was emotional just driving back home, listening to the song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just thinking about, like, just the death stuff and the funeral stuff and all the things he was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, you reminisced on so much shit, dude. It just hit home.
Yeah, that vibe, you know what you're saying?
You know, it just took you somewhere else, man.
Yep.
And that was definitely, like, my top favorite. That's my number one favorite.
Okay. I mean, here's another one, man. I mean, like, what's your favorite musical act besides Tupac, man? I mean,
That exists today?
Yeah.
You know what, man? I can't even say the people that are out today, I don't feel too much of nothing,
Okay.
man. All I love is all the shit like, you know, the Gamble and Huff stuff back in the 70s and
Yeah.
all the classic stuff like that.
Okay.
Honestly, that's all I play regardless. I mean, next to Tupac
Yeah.
is all the old Motown and Atlantic stuff back in those days.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to nothing but oldies, man.
Okay.
I mean, T.I. was cool. I mean, I'm not knocking him. I think he's a dope dude.
Yeah.
You know, if me and him ever got together, if we ever could get the chance, if he doesn't get too caught up in the shit that he's in,
Yeah.
that would be a dope-ass chemistry.
Oh, definitely.
I could see my tracks up under him. I could hear that shit.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, oh, man, I wish you and Nas would get together. I'm like, man, hey, whatever. Whatever's meant to be, whatever. They say 50 should get with you. I'm like, well, a lot of people should get with me.
Yeah, why do you think that is, man? I mean, what do you think it's just, I don't understand it. I mean, I really can't understand it. I mean, I think you're, like, the most underrated producer ever.
Yeah, I get that every day, dude.
You know?
Every day, man. I've been told that, man, throughout my whole career, man. I mean, it's just people that have these middlemen and these managers and A&R people who fucking block shit and fuck shit up because they think they know the format, just like these people that run Tupac shit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with these other rappers. And sometimes these rappers just got to wake up and say, fuck that. You're the boss. All they got to say is, man, we got to get at Johnny J.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're in their own little world, dude, and they're on, you know, their own cloud nine saying, oh, we can do it ourselves.
Okay.
We can go pay this amount of money instead of paying Johnny J this money.
Yeah.
We'll just do it the cheap route, and we'll get away with it.
Another thing is, too, there's supposedly, you and, what was that guy? The guy who was with, Eazy-E.
Who?
Jerry Heller?
Oh, yeah, there was a thing. There was supposed to be a plan with me and him.
Okay.
Of trying to do a little label thing, but
Yeah.
I said no. I said no. I don't want to do a label with Jerry.
Okay.
And just kind of said no. I just put the brakes on it.
Yeah.
And told Jerry it was all love, man. And it just felt like it wasn't the right vibe. Didn't feel the moment. I didn't feel what was going down.
Okay. So you want
Nothing happened between us. We're cool, but I just said nah, not the right game plan for me.
Okay.
Because I want to touch so many different styles of music. I don't want to just be stuck in one
Hip-hop.
zone over there,
Yeah.
dealing with just Latin hip hop and just regular rap stuff.
Yeah.
I want to do Latin stuff, you name it, all styles of music. I don't want to just do one style of music.
We want to hear that new Pac record.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm just telling you the real. I just didn't want to get into a zone where, Jerry was going to be like, well, let's just stick with this for right now and, not worry about the R&B stuff. Let's just concentrate on this. And I was like, no, I disagree with that.
Yeah, exactly.
My heart and where my music is going, man, it's too big for that.
Okay. Well, here's another question, and it'd probably be a hard one to answer.
Okay.
and it goes back to the ones that are in the vault. Is there any, I don't know if you can answer this, but is there any particular track that stands out in your mind besides like Comrades or the one you were saying? Is there any?
Kissing and all that.
Yeah.
There's, you know what, it's hard to say because I'd have to refresh my mind with listening to the stuff that I have left in the vault.
Mm-hmm.
And I've stayed away from it for so long because it tends to like make me feel like, damn, I'm going to be too eager to get the shit out.
Yeah.
And it'll just get me frustrated.
Okay.
So I would basically have to just go refresh, my mind, man, with like playing the material again and listening back to what's in the vault, just to see, man, because we hit so many different directions. I just can't pinpoint one song that just grabs me right now.
Well, for this site,
so many.
Is there any way we can maybe get like an update or something like that? I mean, about the our initial tracks that are unreleased or whatever, just like some names or whatever.
Well, there's no way I can give you any updates because I don't have any game plan on what they're going to do with any upcoming material.
Okay.
And I would love to update you guys on what's coming next or what's soon to come or whether it's a double CD or another greatest hits. I don't know what the hell they're up to.
Okay.
I mean, they've already put out the best of, which to a lot of fans is they're not very happy with what they just put out.
No.
With the Part 1 Thug, Part 2 Life.
Yeah.
And there were some good songs in there, but it was like a repetitive CD that didn't really grab too many people.
I mean, are you gonna like supposedly there's this Live to Tell thing coming and I mean, have you heard anything?
Because all I'm hearing, I've been hearing about there's a Broadway play and all this movie for Feeney stuff and the same old things you guys read. It's the same thing I hear.
Well, the Live to Tell thing is like supposed to be the movie about Pac,
right?
Where he wrote his screenplay or whatever.
His screenplay, right?
Yeah.
That I've heard the same thing. And then you'll hear one plan from them, and then it flips into another. Sometimes they'll say this is going to jump off, then it turns into a whole different game plan.
Yeah.
And then there's a book that just came out, which they just put out, and I didn't even go and look at it at the bookstore, but I refuse to even like deal with that stuff because the way they're doing this book stuff, man, they're just like, okay, well, why don't you give us your story and sign over this and sign over that? We don't get any pieces of that book. We don't get any profit or anything.
Yeah.
And I'm just sick of repeating the same shit, and I don't want to tell the story in this book that they're going to be making money off of, where I can go tell this shit in my documentary.
Exactly.
And I can do my own book.
Yeah.
So I'm sick and tired of repeating the same shit.
Okay.
And what exclusive shit that I do want to mention, let me mention that in my own story. Let me tell it, in my own way.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of saying, okay, I'll do your book about Tupac and friends or whatever the hell that is. I'm just cool on that shit.
Yeah.
It's enough. You already done did the Tupac Legacy book and all that other shit.
Yeah.
And, everybody reads whatever. Johnny J did All Eyes on Me. And, well, in the studio with Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre only did a couple of songs. Johnny J did all the fucking songs.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
So don't put the fucking shine on Dre like he did everything.
Yeah. Well, he didn't, man. I mean, we all know that.
So people need to stop fucking trying to circle around that shit like I'm not standing there.
Yeah.
You see me right there in the red fucking San Francisco 49er shirt, I'm right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Dre's in the fucking...
In the studio with Dre.
Yeah. So, it's all love to Dre. I ain't got nothing against him, but, I mean, don't fucking credit the guy on something that he didn't do.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't do the fucking 150 cuts. I did.
Yeah. We all know that, man. Believe me on this.
I worked my fucking ass off, so, they know better than that shit.
Yeah, we all know.
I'm not going to let no one from Amaro to anybody out there take my shine away.
Yeah. Well, your shine, I don't think it'll ever go away, man.
My credit, man, or whatever. I'm going to speak up on mine because I'm here to talk about it.
Yep. Definitely, man.
And I'm going to speak proudly about it, and I'm going to always speak proudly on Tupac and myself, dude. So you're going to, everywhere you fucking read or see me doing anything, you're going to hear me mention Pac.
Yep.
Like he's standing next to me.
Exactly.
And his spirit is with me wherever I go, so don't ever forget that.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's real, man.
And that's love.
Yeah, it is love, man.
You're talking to a family, man. I don't bullshit around. I don't have time to play games, and I'm just for like putting out real good quality music, and I want to resurrect this music business.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, man. We're really, us fans, man, we're just dying for it, man.
I know.
It's killing everybody, man. I mean, just the spirit. I mean, it's like...
It's the same repetitive artists coming out with these bullshit albums that everybody's tired of, and I'm burnt on it. Yeah. It's just a big fucking circle of crap.
Definitely.
Enough's enough.
Well, I mean, we got on a positive note, we got that, new ECE cut coming out.
Exactly.
Tatiana
Ali and other things that are coming right after that.
Yeah. And we'll definitely be...
who you never know who I could end up bumping heads with in 2 weeks. You never know.
Yep.
Even if I end up going to Atlanta in April, you never know who I'll fucking end up in the studio with. Or in Miami or wherever.
Yep. Well, if you're in Miami, definitely have to get a face-to-face interview.
Yeah, man. You my boy, so I got you. You out there.
Yeah.
You out that way.
That's what's up. Definitely.
And I'm glad, man, you know, we did this interview, man. That's good. And you get to break it down to the fans on how I really feel.
Yeah.
And I feel their pain. Trust me, I'm with them all the way.
For sure.
I'm not sitting around, you know, enjoying the luxuries of life like, fuck the fans.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Okay. All right, man. Well, appreciate your time, man.
Love, Joe.
Johnny, same here, man. I mean, is there any last words you got, man?
Man, just much love to the true, loyal Tupac Johnny J fans. Thank you, man, a million times, dude.
Okay.
And without them, I'm nothing.
That's what's up,
Thank you for supporting my music, man, because that shit means a hell of a lot to me.
No problem, man.
For a dream that I felt was my dream, and of pursuing this music business and doing my music, man, I'm just glad I got the support of the world, man, behind me.
Sure, man. Mad love, man.
And I love you guys for that shit, man.
That's what's up, man. Well, with that, we'll close.
Okay?
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, Joe.